Hey. This is me being done with today. Face. Glah, you've been here for 13 months. What the heck? What the heck, you cutie?
I think somebody's in love.
A human's concept of love requires admiration, attraction, devotion, and respect. Conclusion. I am 50% in love.
Leave me alone! Leave me alone! Ah! Ah! Go away. Go there. Thank you. Goodbye. No, you! No, you. God, I hope you've been well. Thank you for being here for 13 months. Honestly, I feel like I'm about to die. Oh no! Do we need to administer some handholds? Do you need to administer some Ryland bongos and some grabby grabs? Do we need to do that? Because I will do that. But hey, I have to message Doctor back real quick. Hold on. Doctor is currently helping me with overlays, so like have you all gotten your check-in cheese for today? Yeah, Doctor is helping me do an overlay thingy. Yes. I feel like I have something on my teeth. Sorry, my brain's like all over the place. All of my students came to their appointments today, and I'm wondering who blackmailed them. Was it one of you? Did one of you do this to me? I want to know who. I've seen, like, I think 11 students today, and I kind of want to die. But Smoliv is looking at me very concerned right now. And I'm like, yes, I am concerned. I am dying, thanks. I hope y'all are well. I am literally wearing the same clothes as yesterday, minus different pair of sweatpants, different undergarments. But I am wearing the same shirt and hoodie as yesterday. Could have been mini mod. It could have, mini mod. What are we doing, mini mod? But tonight we're going to play Citizen Sleeper, as we had this conversation back when I finished the game the first time, that when the third part of the DLC came out, y'all were like, yeah, let's watch it. Let's see how the DLC ends. So the DLC came out back in March, so we're playing it fashionably late. He's stressed because an avocado shark are lurking behind him. He is! And a pickles is, like, in the corner. I had a student today murder avocado and fake Scree. Scree messaged me back. He was like, OMG, a little bath. So floofy. And I'm like, yes, it's you. It's you. But we're going to be finishing the DLC today. We might do some achievement hunting. We might, depending on how much time we have left, we might go and dabble in Cultist Simulator, because I kind of couldn't stop thinking about it since last night. It's so fun. I love it so much. Even though I don't know what the fuck I'm doing in the game, I still love it. It's so great. So we'll see how long it takes us. I do need 5 more achievements in Citizen Sleeper to deem it as completed. So depending on what the achievements are, which I think are just like life choices, we might do that tonight. I don't know. We'll see. Let's load in. And I'll give a quick game recap. But how are y'all doing? How's y'all's Monday? Did y'all do anything fun? Hi, Mags! Was your Monday also sucky? 'Cause my Monday was sucky. Yeah, it was not fun. Saw 11 students today. Oh, joy. All of them showed up for their appointments. My Monday was doing alright until the cramp started. Oh, no. The one thing I liked about today was I basically had a 3.5 day weekend because today was my evening day. So I started at 11:30 today. I made a pizza. It was tasty. Monday was good. Oh, good. Oh, look at my Reaper. Look at Reaper. Look at him. I love him. My alarm did not go off this morning, and I need to contact Fitbit because this shit's been going around too long. He will bongo the cramps away. 100% Breath of the Wild, and honestly feels so satisfying. Oh, yay! Exciting. In between appointments, I was fiddling around in Dwarf Romantic because I needed something to just fiddle with in the background. And I've also been working on cutting some some more gay rat stickers. I'm gonna see if I try to remember all of them, the ones that I cut so far. So this is Frey Sexual. Don't ask me what any of these mean. I don't remember out the top of my head. This is Gray Gender, I think. It's Gray something. I think it's Gray Gender. This is Demi-Romantic. This one is, I think, this might be Gray Gender or Gray Sexual. I don't remember. Or Gray Romantic. I don't remember. This one's Gender Fawn or Fae. I don't remember. This is the gay male 5-tone. I have a 7-tone. So we could steal Gray's gender? No. Gray doesn't know what their gender is. This is either Gender Fae or Gender Fawn. I don't remember. Or Gender Floor. I also don't remember. Bisexual, because I need more of these. Oh, fuck. Gender Queer? I think? Maybe? I don't remember. No. This one's Gender Queer. I don't remember what the other one is. I don't remember. And then this one is Demi Girl. So those are all the ones I've been working on so far. Thank you all for redeeming your check-in cheese and Neapolitan ice cream rat. Oh, Cole. Oh my god. My mom actually wanted me to send her some pride rats, or pride roses for her door. And I'm like, I don't know, like, what I should send you, though. Because, like... Oh, wait! I just noticed, like... The stars are sparkling! They're not even sparkling on my screen, but they're sparkling down there! Oh my god, that looks so cool! Oh my god! Like, they're just moving. That's it. They're just, like, moving slightly across the screen. But down here, it looks like they're twinkling. It looks so cool. Oh, God, I love that. That looks so dope. I love that so much. But, yeah, vibing stars. The stars are vibing. The stars look so... It looks so twinkly. I love it. It looks like Christmas. I love it. It's great. It's fantastic. But what we're going to be doing today is we're doing the third part of the DLC. Citizen Sleeper is so quick game recap, because we kind of already finished the game. So the game is about you. You are a sleeper, and you use they, them pronouns, which is so very dope. You are a sleeper, which is just like a person's conscious has been uploaded into like a different body, like a mechanical body. So kind of like what happens with Johnny in Cyberpunk, but instead of being in a human body, it would be a mechanical body. Man, I also love sleep. But we're called a sleeper. I don't know why. I don't know the lore. I don't know if there is lore behind why we're called a sleeper, but I don't know. But we end up on the Eye, which is the space station. And we're kind of, like, we spent, like, a lot of the game just, like, kind of figuring out, like, what our purpose is. Because we escaped from, basically, the corporation that made us. And then we were hunted. The hunter died. And the DLC component is helping these group of people who are on this other ship that's attached to the eye. They're kind of like stuck there. So we've been helping figuring out like why are they there? How did they get there? And what can we do to help them? So that's kind of like what we're doing right now. I don't know how long the third part of the DLC is going to be. We're going to find out. Look at those stars. Look at them. Very pretty. Very pretty indeed. But, alright. So, continue. I did play a little bit since my last time playing it live. But, yes. I preferred them when they were twinkling. Yeah, me too. Me too. I think it was just because of how small it is in the resolution. Alright. Oh, there's a thing here? So that's us. We're pretty chill. Oh, so I can do a bar shift here. Okay. I'm gonna need to repair myself real quick. Okay, we're gonna inject stabilizer. Okay, we are stable. And then... Alright, we're gonna see... where this third part of the DLC takes place. Okay, so Peak is gathering evidence. Okay, so this is probably the third part. So we just have to wait. We are just waiting and buying our time at the moment. Alright. So let's go vibe here. Do we have anything here? So we just do more of this. As we always do. Sounds good, vibing. Yes, we are vibing. Kinda takes me a bit to like remember like what the fuck I'm doing. I have to remember what lore Ryland would do. What Rye lore would fit with this game, like what he would think about it. I'm not sure. Alright, we're gonna end the cycle. Okay, we have to wait one more cycle, so we're just gonna fuck around. So we have to wait a little longer for that. We can work here. I unlocked the ability to work at the bar. Do work here. So we get the muns, the sweet, sweet muns. Gonna get some foods. Nice, nice, nice. Remember the stray cat? Yeah, I don't know if I've ever... I don't know if there's more that you could do with the stray cat, because the stray cat was here. Let's see. Can we continue feeding the stray cat? I got money. Why not? Dang. I would very much like to...
A body has been discovered!
Hello, bears.exe. Thank you for the follow. Welcome on in. How are you doing? We are playing some Citizen Sleeper. We are biding our time as we wait for the final part of the DLC to unlock. Thank you for the heart. Appreciate you, friend. We are biding our time for the third part of the DLC to unlock in game, and I'm just making sure I'm not missing like I can't use like this shit on something else in game. Can I actually unlock this? No. Just finished the 100% for this 5 minutes ago. You're the only person streaming it. Fair. Fair. I am 5 achievements away from 100%ing it, actually. So we might do some of that tonight. Because it would require a new save file, because I already went and made those choices, so I can't, like, go back on those choices at all. Oh, wait, I can hang out with Mina? Oh, let me hang out with the child. Yes, it was very stressful for me because it started in the moment and unlocked every time, so I was rushing around with main story. Oh, okay. We officially played this on stream last year. So, like, late last year was when I played it. And... oh, so we get energy for hanging out with Mina? You all eat dinner together in love chats. Equally Bowers working midline. Mina asks a lot of questions. Oh. I just tried putting a GIF in chat. No, you cannot. Sorry, Beard. But hi, how are you? I made the second part of the DLC with literally one dice left to spare. Oh, no! Props to you for doing it. Yeah, when I was doing main game while also doing the DLC at the same time, that was stressful. And then I had to wait, obviously, for the third part to come out. But it was, special training week. Special training week for what? For work? Because that sounds fun, but also not fun. Hi, Beer. Thank you for the redeem. Excuse me. I've had the hiccups like the entire evening while doing evening advising. It has not been fun. Bears, I do have a question because I think chat wants to know the answer. Can the stray cat become your friend? Is there a way to make the stray cat not a stray anymore? Can we keep the stray cat? Because I won't mind spoilers if that means I can get the stray cat. Because Susie needs to know. We currently have the ability to feed the stray cat, but I don't know if there's more to it beyond that. I'm just curious. If not, totally okay, but I was curious since you 100%ed the game, if you knew. What made you pick up and play the game as well? Solid kitty content. I think it's just a flavor thing. I fed it once a day when I could. Ah, okay. Gotcha, okay. But I'm curious what got you into this game. Like, did you saw it, like, on a Steam sale? Like, I forget why I got this game. Like, I forget if I got it during a sale, like, through Humble Bundle or something. I might have gotten it through Humble Bundle, I don't remember. But I really like how it's inclusive to, like, the non-binary folk, like myself. Because we do have a couple they, them friends that we love very dearly. Peak, and Celine, I think is the other one. I think that's their name. Don't remember. It's been a hot minute. It was highly recommended on podcast, and then it was on sale. Ah, Peak and Sabine are very good. We love them. We love our they, them friends. I'm for some of the awards at the Game Awards. Was it Game Awards? I know it was. I think it was for Steam. I am also a they, them. Very nice to see. Oh, yay! We love our they, them friends. I am a they, she friend. We may go full they, them at some point, but I currently use they, she pronouns. Okay, Havenage office is what we can do here. Can we do this for funsies? Actually, no, I'm gonna keep it just in case. I want to use up my 2 other energy squares here. Don't want to use them. I could just get more money. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Gotta test drive the pronouns. Oh, yeah. For sure. Ooh, okay, we can do this. Yeah, let's just do this. Hi, Jupe. How are you? How are you, friend? We're playing some Citizen Sleeper. Alright, I'm gonna end cycle. Okay. Uh-oh! Peek! Say them, friend! Yay! And my voice acting is gonna be absolutely atrocious, and I apologize in advance. Sleeper. Peek is waiting for you in the corridor. It's time. It's time. Time to go back in my mind. Sorry. Hee hee. It's been a chill day. Oh! Glad that you had a chill day. I did not. It was not chill here. All of my students showed up for their appointments. Yay. I had the same thought. Handshake. Peek looks pale and disheveled, with heavy marks under their eyes and strands of hair sticking to their face. For what? Peek smiles weakly. Nice try, but we can't dodge this. Peek holds up a thumbnail-sized drive. All the data I've compiled on the Flux event, the effects of the wave, and the structures that hide within it, is on here. Saw on Discord, yes. Hi, Varian. Welcome, welcome. Hope you're doing well. We're playing some Citizen Sleeper tonight. You took the tiny drive, a casket of dark secrets. I've annotated it to the best of my ability. Anyone should be able to understand the threat, the potential in this. Peek sighs. It makes for grim reading. Without intervention, the Eye will suffer a cascading collapse of systems, just like the colonies of Emperor's Moons. Without intervention. Okay, so let's ask what intervention means. Peek grimaces. That I'm still working on. Doing well, going to veg and then head to bed. Fair. That, I feel that. I feel that very hard. Peek looks at the drive. This shadow in the flux, this protocol, is so hard to pin down. It adapts to any countermeasure I've tried to deploy. It is like trying to hold water in a cage. It slips straight through. There has to be a way. Peek closes their hand around the drive. We need help, Sleeper. This is about everyone on this station. They sigh. We have to set up a meeting to tell someone who could do something about this. Okay, so Sol is the captain of the ships that came in. Helene is... Oh god, I think they work for Havenage? They work for, like, the security of the station type thing. So... I'm gonna suggest Helene. Perhaps. Peek pauses. If anyone can protect the Eye, it's Havenage. But their internal politics will make it hard for them to act. Will they even listen to us? Or perhaps, Peek adds thoughtfully, we've been thinking about this all wrong. Peek's eyes glint. Why make a choice when we could tell both of them? Why pick a side when the only side in this entire thing is one we all need to take? Peek speaks as they think, their words barely keeping pace with their thoughts. We need to resist this together, or we will fail. We need everyone on board, Sleeper. Peek smiles. This is the only way. We send the data to both. You know what? Peek's right. Peek smiles. I'm glad you see it too. They look away. Another flux event is coming. I'm sure of it. And I'm not sure we can survive without help. I don't know what this game is, but hello. Hi, Bandit! It is an RPG game. It's inclusive, as well, which makes it really cool. Like, Peekas are one of our they, them friends. We love Peek. We love Peek so much. Peek is very gender. Pidgey! Thank you for the water redeem. We all know I need it after the day I had and voice acting. And a stretcher dream you shouldn't have. Ugh. Everyone stretch with me. Is that a rainbow rat in the bottom left of the game? It is it's a queer rat. It's a queer rat. Queer. Thank you for the Gundam laugh, Pidgey. Appreciated. Yeah, it's a queer rat. So there's actually a redeem in for tech points. There's a redeem that allows you as the viewer to choose which pride rat you would like, if you have a certain identity you would like to express. I'm currently working on adding more. If I don't have it, I'll make it. But I have like a good majority of the more common ones. You're gonna fit in, we're all rats. Yes, we're the hacker rats. We even have Squeakums. Guarding my Hot Topic gift card. You're gonna... I've had a very cathartic day. Oh no, we give you handholds, Bandit. We appreciate you. And this game should not be flashy, so you should be safe. You should be very safe here. Rat call? Fuck yeah. Thank you for the redeem, Susie. Surprised you haven't redeemed for Pokemon cards yet. I have one pet rat right now, was 2 until a few weeks ago, but the remaining rat is doing very well. Oh, yay! What is the name of the pet rat? We need to know. That is a requirement. Very cool that you have pet rats, though. I like that a lot. I do not have pets. Her name is Squirrel. I love that. Hello? I love that name. I love that so much. I love that her name is Squirrel. I love that. Pokemon unpacking! The other one was Ruby. Oh, I'm sure Ruby is in a better place, friend. We hold your hand. 8 and fire. Perfect. Susie, you need to pick a pack between 1 through 5. 8 is not an option here. My campaign finished today. First ever one, it concluded and had a happy end. Oh, good. I'm happy for you. That sounds so much fun. Just realized I used all my points that I've been saving for a sound intro. Oh no. It's okay. It's all right. I stream enough. 2. It's the second today. All right. Got another Scarlet and Violet pack that we're gonna open. Alright. I finally migrated all of my stuff over to Pokemon TCG Live. It is very confusing. Anyway, sad for a campaign to end, but I hope it has a satisfying conclusion. Yeah, we always hope for that. What was the card trick? 1 from the top or 1 from the bottom? I don't remember. I know we literally did this yesterday, but I actually don't remember. Yeah, it's 1 from top. It's 1 from top that goes on bottom. Alright, guess the energy, friends. Sorry, Peek, you're kind of just gonna sit here for a hot minute. Wait, why did the box move? What? Hold on. Guess the energy while I fix this. Why? This entire box shifted. I don't know what happened. What? Grass. Very much did unintentionally became a message about grief too, but aww! Sometimes you just love when that kind of shit works out, you know? Do not know why that shifted. That was very weird. Wait. Did the box really did migrate, or am I losing my mind? Hold on, wait a second. Shout out to gender. To gender. What about gender? Come on. We're just discovering things right now. I don't know if it was it always there? Or did I always have it kind of off in the corner? Hold on, wait a second. Hold on. Hold on. Let's go back. Let's go back a month ago. 2 months? 2 months. Oh, it's always been like that in the corner. It's always been like that. What? Wait, no. Wait a second. Wait. I have to look. Listen, I'm losing my mind. It's fine. It's fine. Oh my god, it really has been all in the corner all this whole time. What? I hate everything. This just... What? I'm gonna look at that later, because I don't know. Something about that just feels wrong. It feels so close to the border. I'll fix it later. It's fine. Alright. We wanted things. That's not what I wanted. I pulled from bottom first, dummy. Basic energy. We got grass type. Very pog. Very pog indeed. I did a whole speech about the we mourn the bonds we lose, not just the person type of thing. It was getting very emotional while voicing it. Aww. Close enough. Yeah, Colt got it. But yeah, Peek's just gonna continue chilling here, I guess. Alright. Gosh, Shroomish, he angy. He very angy. Mew! Gayrin Erig. I love that. I love that so much. That's so funny. Got a Mankey. God. Got another Chart Cadet. Oh, little cutie. Hello. I mean, Mew's not wrong. We got a Capsa Kid. We got a Cacturn. We got Mezagoza. Trainer Stadium card. Got Heracross. We got, ooh, a reverse hollow Flittle. A reverse hollow Flittle. That's pretty cool. There's a cactus Pokemon. Yes. 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 Tandemaus! Another reverse hollow. Little shiny boy. And then a hollow Indeedee. Very pretty. Still no full art cards. I'm salty. Feel like I was promised full art cards and they have not delivered. Like, I don't want the shiny ones. I want full art cards! I must stiff enjoy Pokemon. No problem, Pidgey. Have fun. I missed a lot. It's okay. It's alright. We still appreciate you. Hi, Spider. How are you? Welcome, welcome. We're just playing some Citizen Sleeper. We were opening some Pokemans. We got very distracted. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Everything is okay. Okay. I love Cacturn. He creepy boy. He do be creepy boy. Peek opens their hand and holds the drive out for you to take. You need to do this, Sleeper. I can't. You know Soul, you know Helene. They trust you. To them, I'm just another spacer. But you are a part of this place. Hearing someone else say it hits you hard. You are part of the Eye. Peek is right. But right now, that feels more like a weakness than a strength. I've set up a data relay at the cordon. It's neutral ground. Take the data and send it out to Havenage and the flotilla. Once they receive it, they will come. We can be sure of that. Excuse me. You'll meet them there and take them through it all. No one could do a better job. They tuck a strand of hair behind their ear. Okay. Peek tentatively puts a hand on your shoulder. Thank you, Sleeper. I know this is hard, but we have to move forward. We can't keep this to ourselves anymore. Hope it's not James Corden. No. They step back, looking thin and pale in the harsh station light. Come talk to me once it's done. And they slip away into the Eye. Ooh-woo! Time to do things. Ooh. I don't remember those being red. Warning, final episode. Once you send the data, episode purge and the final series events on the Eye will begin. After this point, you'll not be able to return to complete other drives or find other endings. Make sure you are ready. Interesting. Alright. Well, we're ready. Alright, start action. Point of no return. Ooh, that camera flick was interesting. With the data sent, the only thing to do is wait. As you do, you imagine Helene receiving the data, perhaps in the middle of some Havenage Council meeting. You think of her trembling hands as she slips out of the room to read it. Her reaction, you can't predict. You imagine Soul 2, one of his crew finding him in some corner of the Pilgrim Seed, overseeing the modifications that will turn it into an ark. Those sharp eyes scanning the data, looking for a way to proceed. Let's rock and roll, buckaroo. Yeehaw, rodeo! The wait draws out, and to pass the time, you watch the activity beyond the edge of the Eye. The scrap shuttles pulling components from the now abandoned cordon, and the supply skiffs making runs between the flotilla ships. It isn't long before you hear the chirping of one of Helene's now familiar drones approaching the viewing platform, and then Helene herself strides into the room. Where'd you get this, Sleeper? Helene holds up a slate scrolling with streams of flux data as she enters. I need to know your source. A friend. Seem to have a lot of friends, Sleeper. Helene raises an eyebrow. But I need this data authenticated. I just can't. I can't just... She pauses and pushes her hair back out of her face. Helene is also very pretty. This is a lot to take in. A shadow protocol inside the flux, the system's KAN's channel starting up, a total collapse of the Eye. She rubs her forehead. If I bring this to the council, they'll... She turns away. They'll ignore you. She turns back to face you, her expression dark. Do you know what has been happening within Havenage, Sleeper? She looks away out at the flotilla. Since the refugee ships started arriving, things have changed. It's chaos. No one can settle on a single issue. There's division at every vote. But the division only one group prospers, the hardliners. Because as each counselor gets tired of the arguments, gets tired of compromise, they become more attracted to easy answers. The flotilla is to blame. The refugees are opportunists. The Eye must be defended. She shakes her head, and now you're telling me they brought something to the Eye that will cause its collapse. They didn't bring it, though. They technically didn't bring it. Doesn't matter, Sleeper. This is all the counselors will hear. She closes her eyes, a hand to her temple. Many of them already presume that the refugees are somehow to blame. Did someone say refugees? Soul clanks into the docking bay, grinning at the situation. Speak of the devil, and well, here I am. His suit hisses as he settles on his cane. Helene glances between the two of you, uncertain if she has been drawn into some elaborate plan. Soul holds out her hand. Soul, he nods. I believe we have spoken remotely while the cordon was still up. I sent both of you the data. Sol laughs. Well, thank you. He raises an eyebrow. Evidence of our mutual inevitable destruction is not much of an olive branch, but I'll take it. I'm not Havenage, Helene blurts out, then corrects herself. What I meant to say is no one person represents Havenage. That's the idea. I do not support the cordon, and I do not support your quarantine. Sol nods. Well then. He glances to you. Anyone in mind if I get myself up to speed here? He pauses, but you get the feeling he isn't expecting an answer. 1. The flux events. The very same destabilizing waves that collapsed the colonies on the moons of Ember have reached the station. He holds a stubby finger. 1. 2. Y'all are paying for this. I mean, you're not technically unless if you're a subscriber or sharing in bits. But y'all are viewing this shit for free. I am being dramatic for no reason. 2. According to status sleeper provided. I heck did not see the time. I'm gonna disappear now. Lovely to meet all of you. No problem, Bears. Hope we can catch you another time. Thanks for dropping on by. We love making new friends. That rhymed, Yolf. And Susie, that also rhymed. 2. According to data Sleeper provided. Oh, those are cute emotes. Those are very cute emotes. Oh, I love them. Those are cute. Those are very cute. These events are acting as a cover for some kind of intrusive protocol which is causing the real damage. A second finger joins the first. 3. This shadow protocol will do the very same thing it did to Ember's song, Step and Hearth, and quickly. In short, it'll shut down everything keeping this place alive. A third finger pops up. Calling my capybara. Aww, cute. I love that. 4. And this is my favorite. We have no idea who or what is doing this, and why. Sol's final finger joins the other 3. Is that the total of it all? There's also another flux event coming. Of course there is. Sol smiles thinly. Sounds... Helene pauses, searching for words. Intimidating. Helene turns to Sol. Did you manage to put up any kind of resistance on Ember's hearth? Sol shakes his head. That's why we are here. The Pilgrim Seed was the biggest ship to make it out unscathed. He paused. I suppose we didn't have this data. We didn't know what was eating up the systems. We all thought it was the flux. Poet the nose. Susie, you are a poet and don't even know it. Helene looks at you. And I imagine you, Sleeper, and whoever helped you uncover this, might also be able to figure out a countermeasure. We can try. Helene nods approval. Okay, so that's the start of it. If you'll forgive me, Sol cuts in. Part of why I was able to save as many as I could on Ember's hearth was that I gave up hope early. Sol shifts his weight, his suit hissing. There were... Oh, I love this track. This is a good track. It's the Yet Again track, if I remember correctly. I have most of it on my Spotify playlist. There were endless strategy meets, system reboots, tests and trials, but I just got on with working on the Pilgrim Seed, with getting people on board. So when the second and the third and the rest of the Flux events hit, we were ready to go. So if I can offer you some advice, Miss Not Havenage, is to give up on that line of thought you have, that hope, and to start the evacuation now. Right this cycle. Sol looks out of the observation deck towards the Pilgrim Seed. Ooh, interesting! I've already started the process of converting the remaining volume of the Pilgrim Seed for human habitation. With Havanage's resources, I dare say we could finish the job with time to spare. Sol scratches at his beard. I know it's hard, and I know it's sudden, but you have to give up hope. We have to run. There is no heroes here, just those that keep living and those that don't. Helene listens in silence, making calculations. She looks out at the bulk of the Pilgrim Seed, which, despite all its vastness, is dwarfed by the eye as a whole. Something flickers in her eyes. She opens her mouth to speak. She stops, frozen. Let me think. Helene rubs her temple. I need a moment. Helene paces, and as you watch her, you realize how young she is and how lost she is in the systems and protocols she has to navigate. You can almost see the strings and ties that bind her, glinting like webs in the wide space of the observation platform. check that I have no emails. Perfect! No emails, my beloved. Helene oh, okay. We purge the shadow protocol. We evacuate the eye. Helene freezes. Evacuate. She stares at you with wide eyes. She glances at her slate. The flux data is still scrolling. She glances at Sol, who is patiently waiting. Patiently listening. If we do this, there will be panic. Chaos. Manifest circle for grade to get no emails. I mean, I only have like 8 minutes left of work. So like, probably not. But even then, unless if it's like something urgent, I probably wouldn't answer until tomorrow. Sorry. If we do this, there will be panic, chaos. Hundreds will die in the rush alone. She closes her eyes. You both act like this is so simple. Okay, so what other option do we have? She stares out the ships back beyond the cordon, their vast bulks pinpricked by the flares of wielding torches and blinking dock lights. Is that our only chance? You both jump as someone loudly clears their throat nearby. Your eyes jump to the dark entryway that Helene emerged from just minutes ago. Who the fuck are you? Who are you? Oh god, oh no. You're gonna go snooze. Have a good night, Bandit. Appreciate you. Who the fuck are you? Were you spying? I don't like this man. I do not like him. Make note of this, y'all. I do not trust this man. He's got a shifty looking face. No trust. No trust. What a cozy little meeting this is. A man steps from the shadows, dressed in the same style of Havenage overalls as Helene. And I must say, this is some very incendiary rhetoric you're using, Counselor Helene. Bad vibes club. You glance at Helene and her face drops immediately. Kemp? She curses under her breath. I don't like him either. Type a 1 in chat if you do not like Kemp, because I don't. Sol shifts his weight on his cane, but otherwise remains still, like a casual observer. You know what I'm gonna call him? Derek? Derek Kemp, it's perfect. Plotting against Havenage with an interloper. He gestures at Sol. Everyone would be so disappointed. Kemp smiles a bright smile. Some of the counselors had such high hopes for our youngest member. His smile drops. I, of course, never let novelty distract from the importance of experience. Helene stares daggers at Kemp. Enough of this petty shit, Kemp. You need to see this. She holds out her slate with an outstretched arm. The games are over. No more point scoring, no more lobbying. You and your highlighters need to stop. This is something real. Kemp calmly takes the slate and prods the screen, scrolling through the flux data. His face betrays nothing, but you can see some complex calculation flickering in his sharp eyes. He gestures, and out of the shadows, 2 Havenage security officers appear. As they do, both you and Helene take a sharp breath in. They're carrying long, boxy guns. You've never seen anything like them on the eye. Oh, fuck. What? Gloss XBR logos glint along their barrels. These are Esh's weapons, confiscated by Havenage in the smuggling operation gone wrong and now put to use. What? No. No. What? Yo. Oh my god. That escalated quickly. Yes, it did. Oh my god. Kemp holds up the slate and one of the officers takes it and slips it into a pocket of his vest. Oh no. He smiles at Helene, then follows her eyes to where they are fixed on the matte black barrels of the officers' weapons. The weapons we confiscated from the spacers. Helene looks at you. From your friends. She narrows her eyes at Kemp. You can't do this. You can't use them. Kemp shrugs. You have just handed me evidence that the flotilla has infected the station with a virus. With a shadow protocol that threatens the life of every Havenage member, every person on the eye. He gives Helene a dark look. This is not the time for half measures. Helene steps forward without thinking, and immediately the officer raises the gun. Be very careful here, Helene. I will think escalating the situation will play you in your favor. Kemp sighs. You are in the wrong here, plotting against the council, hoarding data vital over to our work. It's also obvious. You couldn't win power by having two systems and by our laws, so you resort to this. Kemp shakes his head. The law is with me. It is simple as that. So now, you need to come with me. I want to put him into space. So do I. If we have to evacuate, I hope he doesn't come with us. I hope he dies and rots in hell. Soul shoots you a purposeful glance. Now is the only moment you'll have. Oh shit. Do we run from him or run at him? I hope there's no room for him and his socks stay wet. Oh god. If this was a branching narrative, this is the choice. This is the branching choice right here. Oh my god. And the game acts like it's nothing. It's so great. Oh my god. Oh man. I don't know what to choose. I kind of want to see what happens if we run at him. I do too. I have a feeling we're gonna get shot with the gun, and I don't know if they're like stun guns or if they're actually like loaded with bullets. But like, I have a feeling that's what's gonna happen. But I'm gonna wait until we take our 5-minute breaky because Gray needs to go to the bathroom. And Gray needs to close out of work. Like, I don't think we'll actually die here. Like, I don't think this is a death point. I mean, I could be wrong. But we're gonna take our quick 5-minute break. Yes, I'm putting you all in a cliffhanger. Who needs a brain? Yeah, who needs a brain? Not me, obviously. And I don't think our sleeper needs. What is a brain? Can we eat it? I mean, probably in some cultures, eating brains of an animal is probably a thing. But anyway, so I'll see you all in 5. Go do self-care things, go grab a snack, go grab some water, go to the bathroom, take a stretch, grab some medicine if you need it, and we'll see you soon to decide this wonderful choice. So, see you shortly. Welcome on back to the gaming things. Yeah, we're doing gaming shit now. Yeehaw. Alright. Considering 2 of you want to run at camp and see what happens, I guess that's what we're gonna do. Games and shit. Hell yeah. Yeah, I guess we're gonna run at camp. Alright. We ran at camp. You rush camp. As you do, Soul twists one of his arms, snapping something on his suit. A burst of pressurized gas jets out, clouding the room in a choking cloud. Oh shit, Cat! Oh shit, Soul! Somehow in the gray, your shoulder finds Kemp. He tumbles backward, pulling you with him. Dying is illegal in video games. Yes. Sammy, Asami! No! Mew! Stop it! Hi, Sammy. How are you? Welcome on in. We're currently in the midst of some drama here. And then something crackles blue through the gray, like lightning inside a cloud. The weapons. The fear takes over and you stumble to your feet, running from that terrible cracking sound as it whips through the gas. You stumble into another body in the haze, and both of you tumble through a doorway. It's Soul, and you stumble and limp together, mindlessly through corridor after corridor until that cracking sound is no longer echoing in your ears. You catch your breath. Soul wrenching his suit back into shape and leaning heavily on his cane. I assume that wasn't part of the plan. Soul coughs. Certainly gave some life to the proceedings, though. Don't worry, it's 3 a.m. and I have a physiotherapy appointment at 9 a.m. I will fall asleep at some point. It's okay, Mew. It's alright. No worries here. You are welcome whenever. Soul pats his usual suit, his hand trembling. As okay as usual. Yes, and good luck in the morning as well. He straightens up. I'll be honest with you, Sleeper. None of this changes anything for me. The Pilgrim Sea will be going in a handful of cycles, whether Havenage wants it or not. How many can you take? Soul grimaces. I don't know right now. Depends on how the work goes, on who wants to come. People won't want to leave their homes, Sleeper, even when death is bearing down on them. I know that all too well. Soul puts a hand on your shoulder. There's a berth for you, and for any you can gather, Sleeper. That much I own you. And Helene, even if she made it out of that. Soul gestures back to the corridor. I wouldn't hold out much hope for her coming around, Sleeper. She's too tied up in all this. It won't let her leave even if she wants to. He eyes you. Hell, I'd say the same about you, but you have a habit of proving me wrong. Jazzy is doing things again. I cannot be arsed to check out what the hell she's doing. Oh no, Jazzy! Jazzy, no! Bad! Bad cat. But we love her. Soul glances back down the corridor. Now I think we better clear out. I'm not sure those officers won't come looking. My crew will meet at the edge of the cordon, so I'm good from here. Soul leans on his cane. Doing good. Hope everyone is too. Yeah, doing alright. Today at work was a bit sucky. Mainly because like I saw students back to back. Because all of my students showed up for once. It's very strange. It's incredibly strange for all of my students to show up. But we're here. We're vibing. Oh, and thank you, Sleeper, for sending the data. I appreciate the extra info, and I'll see if it can help us shore up the Pilgrim Seat against any future flux events. Jazzy being a little menace. Yeah. We'll be leaving as soon as we are able. If you want to come help us get there faster, Will, you'd be welcome. He meets your eye. If we had you back on Ember's hearth. He pauses, suddenly losing his appetite for discussing the past. Well, he smiles. Just don't keep me waiting. He limps off down the corridor towards the edge of the cordon. You pause for a moment to let your thoughts catch up. Peek will want you to hear about all this. This should be your first port of call. Can't believe she's nearly 2. Aww. I'm gonna drive. Okay, so this is helping with shit. Oh, nope. Peek. Oh, there's Ash. Buff Goral. We love her. As you enter the climbing briar, you immediately have to jump aside as Ash, lugging a massive crate across the cargo bay, pushes past you, grunting an apology as she does. Stay silent. As you turn back to the bay, Peek pushes past too. Sorry, Sleeper, just a second. Peek rushes to catch up with Ash. Put that down, please, Ash. But she doesn't respond to their urging. Can't leave yet. Not yet. Peek puts a hand on her shoulder. Please, I'm the only one here who can... The crate drops, the sound of its impact echoing across the bay like thunder. Can do what, Peek? Her eyes are burning with anger. Save this place? Are you sure? Are you still that naive? Rookie! How are you? It's so good to see you. I hope things are going well. We're playing through some Citizen Sleeper. We're finishing out the DLC tonight, because the third and final chapter of the DLC unlocked, so we're playing it. I'm good. Very tired from school, though. That is completely understandable. Like, I work as an academic advisor, so, like, my students have me very tired. But you're almost done, right? May, June is when y'all get out. It's been so busy lately, but I managed to catch a stream finally. Oh, I appreciate you, Rookie. Thank you. Thank you, friend. I got until June something. Oh, fair. You're almost there. You're almost there. You're almost to the end. Then you'll have summer break. And it's gonna be great. I have faith. I have full faith. Almost there, almost there. We are running, Peek. We are running because this thing cannot be stopped. It couldn't be stopped at XPR, our home. Why would we stay to stop it here? Because we can, Ash. We can give these people a chance. Peek pleads with her. Like they gave the refugees a chance? Ash shakes her head. No, Peek, this is not on us. We barely made it out of XPR. I worked for years to escape, and now you want to throw it all away? I left everything behind. My mother, my friends, to take you out of that place. She clenched her jaw. She turns and slams her hands onto the crate, breathing hard. We go. That's the end of it. 2 weeks left of school finally. Oh, yes, you're so close. You got this. That's what I'm telling my students. The students like, y'all got this. You can do it. Peak turns away. You feel unsure of what to do, but you know now is not the time for outside arguments. This is between them. Peak crosses the bay back towards you. Sorry you had to see that, Sleeper. They sigh. Let's talk upstairs. Peak leads you up to the entry ladder, taking you out of the bay and into the habitation level of the ship. You follow them through the tight corridors, noticing the handwritten notes, the clutter, the repairs, the signs of a home. Here, sit. Peak gestures to a broad mess table with its curved couches, and you sit in one side. Peak sits opposite. They brush their hair out of their eyes and take a deep breath. So, how'd it go? What did they say? I've been waiting all cycle. Alright, let's tell them about Kemp. Peak looks increasingly troubled as you tell them about the hardline counselor Kemp's sudden appearance, about the XPR embossed guns and the resulting chaos. You admit you don't know what happened to Helene. Peak is silent for a moment. Those are Esch's guns, right? The ones she smuggled out of XPR on the ship? The one she didn't tell us about? Peak looks desperate. Yes. Peak's head droops. Esh. Peak whispers to themselves. Peak takes a deep breath. Then we can't be sure that Helene can help us at all. If Kemp has taken her, or if the council looks on your meeting darkly. Peak nods softly. Then this is on us. What's on us? Esh is standing quietly in the doorway listening. You don't know how long she has been there for. Peak looks up with tired eyes. Sleeper found the weapons you smuggled from XBR. Esh freezes. She glances between you and Peak as if this might be some elaborate joke. Oh shit. Haven't it used them? Esh moves out of the door and enters the room. What happened? Peak interrupts. The hardliners within the Havenage Council used them, Esh, against their own members. Esh shakes her head. Good. Anyone in the corrupt... Okay, this is Esh talking. Good. Anyone in that corrupt mess deserves what's coming to them. She grimaces. But they should never have laid their hands on those weapons. If I had known. Peak goes to speak, and then decides not to take the bait. They glance at you. I'm sure you've heard enough of us arguing this cycle, Sleeper. Peak shoots that look at Esh. But our introduction of those weapons into the equation are just another reason why we cannot simply run away. Ash looks away but says nothing. She surely knows they cannot absolve themselves of responsibility here. So what is motivating her? You realize that she might be trying to protect Peak, even from themselves. Suddenly a shrill beeping fills the room as Peak pulls out their slate of silence to silence it, but as they do, they freeze. Their finger hovering above the screen, the beeping continues its insistent pulse. What is it? Peak doesn't seem to hear you. They blink with glazed eyes at the slate. Then they let out a long exhale and tap the screen. The bleeping shuts off, leaving a ringing silence behind. Oh? Esh frowns at Peak. Planning to explain? 12 cycles. Peak looks vacantly up at you both. 12 cycles until the next flux event. They shake their head. I've been using the arrays on the Briar to look towards the center of the system, to approximately where the con channel should be. Just this moment, they detected a signal from the inner system. Given the distance and the patterns of previous flux events, we have 12 cycles before it reaches the eye. The silence in the room is deafening. 12 cycles. That's it. Before a second wave hits in this place. Peak interrupts your thoughts. We start now. That's the end of it. Peak stands up to face Esh. You want to take the Briar and run, Esh? That's on you. But I won't. They take a deep breath. I'll be here, Sleeper. For every cycle it takes, trying to find a solution. I'll need your help. Their eyes meet yours, and you see a wild desperation flickering there. We will find something. Yeah, we're on a timer. That's why I figured when it gave us that point of no return, like, oh, you're not going to be able to go back and do other things because, like, now you're on a timer. The sooner we have a plan, the better. If it takes us 12 cycles to fix this thing, it'll be too late. Peak eyes flash with determination. They reach for a slate and pass it to you. so we can keep in touch. You pocket the thin, handheld terminal. And Ash? Peak starts, but she is gone, storming down the corridors of the ship on a path to who knows where. You know from experience that it is impossible to outrun your fears, but you get a sense that Esh will try anyway. Peak rubs their red eyes, staring after Esh. Maybe I'll take a moment before we start. They smile weakly, tears of exhaustion gathering in their eyes. See you back here soon, okay? And you slip from the room into the corridor. Peak's quiet sobs somehow carrying through the ship behind you as you leave. Oh, Peak! Oh, sweetie! Oh, Peak! Oh, I want to hug Peak. I want to give them a very comforting hug with a forehead smooch, a platonic forehead smooch, and tell them everything will be okay. We will find ways. It'll be fine, Peak. It's gonna be okay. Oh, Peak. Oh, Peak. Okay. What can I do here? Okay, let's start here. Perfect. Yay! We did it! Okay. As you stop to rest in one of the Pilgrim Seat's cavernous bays, hopping up to sit on a supply crate, you hear a now familiar voice behind you. Soul! Sleeper, glad you're here. Soul Suit hisses as he clanks up towards you. I knew you'd help us out. We sure do appreciate everything you do for us. No worries. Do mean it, Sleeper. He looks away down the bay to where sparks jump from welding torches. It's a grim job to be doing without a few friends around. Soul settles beside you, flinching a little, but making himself comfortable in the crate. Seems the word got out this way or that. He nods towards the welders a little way off, one of them wearing shipyard overalls. I've had people flowing in from the eye, looking for a place. Soul's a good guy. I like him. Yeah, me too. I have a feeling something bad's gonna happen to him, though. In truth, it's more than I thought. Soul sighs, which means more mouths to feed, more bodies to house, more people to protect. Can we do it? Soul frowns. We'll do what we can, as always. I'm not sure any of it can be enough. He looks down. We were supposed to stay here, not keep running. God, we right if he does. Soul waves away the thought. Don't listen to me. He gives you a sideways glance. Just a tired old man. He stretches. I have something to ask, though. What is it? With all these evacuees, well, we need a change of plan. He shrugs. Pilgrim Scene can't do it alone. We need the others to help out. I'm down for some rioting. Always. We could carry them, house them, but that's all. Now, you settle down the folks from Ember Step, and they send us supplies grown in those dust houses of theirs. If we could get more, he nods to himself. Then the song crews. He rubs his chin. What we need from them is scouting and security. We don't need that docking access of theirs. But with some careful scavenging, they could be our fleet. These folks, they know you, Sleeper. You earned their trust already. You put a hand on your shoulder. I sent my requests out, and they seem to be complying, but I need you out there making sure the work gets done. Time is our greatest enemy now. Soul stares into the distance. I need you out there speeding things up. I don't know what's happening, but these are cool characters. Yeah, Citizen Sleeper has some really interesting character designs, and there's some they-them friends, which we love very dearly. I recommend it if you are into RPGs. It is space sci-fi themed, but it's very cool. Some of your actions do affect what happens in the game, so I like that a lot too. There's no flowchart though, but like your actions do have consequences in some cases. Okay, I'm officially off to sleep. Have a great rest of the stream. Thanks, Mew. Appreciate you. Have a good night. Have a good sleep. Of course I can help. Soul nods. Alright then. He climbs off the crate, his suit hissing as he does. Think of it this way. Either way, you won't have to deal with me much longer. He smiles his uneven smile, unless of course you were planning, to come along for the trip. I'm considering it. Soul nods. Lots to think about. He winks. Just don't let it get in your way. Soul waves a hand and starts off towards the bay's entrance, the crackling sound of the welding quickly covering up his clanking suit. You watch the workers, the shipyard contractor chatting among them, already looking like he belongs. You push the thoughts of escape, of home, and of the future to the back of your mind and get up. There's always more to do. You better head to the other ships in the flotilla to see what can be done. Alright. Yeah, I really love the character designs in this game. Alright, let's go to Aki first. I knew you'd come. Aki greets you outside the dust house, her eyes as bright as always. You're very welcome here, as always. Good to see you, Aki. Aki smiles. And you, Sleeper. Aki puts a hand on your arm. Walk with me. She guides you past the dust houses. You look inside and see other members of the crew working in the orange dust, planting and tending to the steppe ecosystem. We are to be the suppliers to the evacuees, I am sure you have heard. We will put the dust houses to use. She leads you past a dust house where the dust is less, the orange glow not as bright, the air a little more clean. We are adapting, slowly, but we are adapting. We have to produce food, clothes, necessary things for the journey ahead. Hi, Combat! Hello! Welcome on in. I did not see you there. How are you doing? How has your Monday been? The plants of steppe are once again sustaining a population, and that makes me proud. Aki stops at a half-empty dust house, scoured of its sand, and is being filled with mulch. We brought this from the Greenway. She stares at the green and brown, a strange sight, even to you, now that you are used to the amber dust of steppe. I admit, it is hard work for us. We are not familiar with these plants. Can you help us? I will do my best. Thank you. She nods, solemnly. I know that the eye is suffering. That is at a risk. I know what it is like. Thank you. I wish I had a lesson to share with you from our loss on steppe. She shakes her head. But for the moment, I cannot see what that might be. She gathers herself. If it gives you meaning, the work here is steady and worthwhile. But if you do not have time, she smiles a weak smile, I will not blame you. Hold on to your memories, but not too tightly. She pauses. Sadness will not sustain you. She falls silent to you both, and you both watch the work in the dust house for a while. You can already see a greening fringe of moss on the mulch in the dust house, the first signs of new life. Will you soon be the people of steppe leaving behind a home? Or you will be stubborn and hold your ground, despite what it might mean? You wait a little longer with Aki, the moment a welcome suspension in time. A rare moment in this rush towards an end. You glance at Aki, and she puts a hand on your shoulder in solidarity. After a short while, Aki sighs. It is good to see you, Sleeper. Perhaps we will see each other again before we depart. She walks away, fingertips brushing against the glass of the dust house windows. Aki turns back for a moment, as if she wants to say something, then thinks better of it, and turns away. Alright, so there's things we can do here. Okay. Alright. Forget who we're talking to here. So you could tend to the dust house. Yeah! There's a lot, like, I've imagined, like, there's gonna be, like, things you're gonna have to do. I think that's why, like, they say, like, do this after you've completed basically everything else. Like, the point of no return. The docking axis is in chaos when you arrive. The staccato bursts of welding torches, the shouts of crew gathering, the rapid flow of supplies and kit from dock to dock. You can tell already that news of the flotilla's imminent departure has reached this place before you. Come to join the Exodus, Sleeper? Peter approaches you from one of the working crews, a smile on his face and a lightness in his step you haven't seen before. What's happening? Peter gestures to the chaos. The singers are rising, Sleeper. Peter eyes you. I suppose you are here on Soul's orders again. He winks at you. Nothing Ember's Earth like to do more than ordering people around. I'm here by choice. Fair enough. Just your timing seems to be always a cycle or two after we get some requests from the Hearth ship. He shrugs an exaggerated shrug. Must be a coincidence. Well, Sol has it lucky anyway. His request for us to dismantle the Axis and be his vanguard for the flotilla's onward journey to the Starward Belt aligns perfectly with our plans. What plans? To leave this damned place, of course. We've been prepping ever since the cordon collapsed. If we can build our escape and make the Hearth ships think. Sorry, I got distracted because I saw a wall of text and realized it was Rylor. If we can build our escape and make the Hearth ships think we are complying with their orders at the same time, then it's a 2-in-1 for us. Peter shakes his head. Those idiots will never see it coming. You can't abandon them. We're our own flotilla, Sleeper. Peter looks away at the busy Axis. We aren't going to tie ourselves to heart and step any longer. Why would we? To help them. Peter scoffs. They're taking on evacuees from the Eye, that's what I heard. So how about they help themselves before they ask us to make up for their bad decisions? Peter looks down. Look, nothing against you or yours, Sleeper, but we have to get out from the under the shadow step and song. And this is the time. Peter grimaces. We won't let the Flux catch us again. Not a chance. After the first time, you see fear in his eyes. Want to help us make that leap? Grab a torch. Grab a torch, talk to a crew. You're welcome to it. Peter sniffs. Every person here is free to prove themselves. I'll help when I can. Peter nods. Just a stop on the road, Sleeper. I'm afraid that's all this was. Peter glances out past the docking axis through the outer windows to the stars beyond. A lot of space out there for those too willing to take it. He looks at you in the eye. I hope you'll be around before we go, but if not, he smiles. Stay strong. And with that, Peter thumps you on the shoulder and heads back to his crew with a purpose, a direction visible in every step of his rapid stride. Okay, what can we do here? I'm gonna reroll my dice. Okay. Okay. Perfect! Okay. I'm gonna quickly glance around the rest of here to make sure that there's actually nothing else that has been activated. Shouldn't be. Can I have some food? I like to feed. I like to feed myself. Thank you. Okay. Then we're gonna feed the cat. And then we shall not go to sleep yet. Because I still have a square thing to use. We want the knobs. We do want the knobs. We want some mushrooms. Mushroom. Okay, we're gonna help more here first. Perfect, perfect. We're gonna end this cycle. All right, let's see. Okay, so I'm gonna help with these ones first. Oh, wait, I want to put it here. Perfect, perfect, and let's re-roll. Perfect! I do small lyric. Gonna be drawing for a bit. No problem, Spider. Have fun. Have fun with your drawings. What are you gonna be drawing, if you don't mind me asking? Okay, we're gonna go back this way. I want to fight Camp. Let me fight Camp. I want to fight Camp. Is this Camp Fight Club? I want it to be Camp Fight Club. Alright, and then end cycle. Eat some foods. Yeehaw rodeo! I have nothing else here I can do? No. Let me draw some character design sheets for... Ooh, very cool. Oh yeah, that's right. Were you the one that posted the thingy things in the thing? That was you, right? You posted those, right? Of Chloe? I think it was you. If I remember correctly. My brain broke in half the time. It's fine. Posted the Chloes. They were very good. They were very, very good. Spider, do you take commissions? Just asking out of pure curiosity. Ah, shit. Oh, fuck. Damn. Got the worst rolls. Fuck. Fuck. Oh, Chloe's great. We love Chloe. Ooh. Oh, shit. That had shit energy on my health. Yay. Eat foods. Let me go eat some foods. I'm actually hungry IRL as well. Like, ow, fuck. Just stubbed my finger. Okay. And cycle. Alright, so a lot of us just right now just making sure that we can do all this. We should be able to. Like, we really should be good to go, in theory. Oh yeah, we'll be fine. I'm pretty sure we'll be fine, because we literally did everything else beforehand. The thing I posted in this Discord bedroom, Overwatch Connor. Oh! I would love to see if you are willing to share. I would love to see. Oh, shit. Damn. I need mushrooms. I need mushrooms. Okay. Alright, we did this. They don't stop coming and they just don't stop coming. They just keep coming. Perhaps the Flux have been scared enough people that they will really believe the eye will collapse. Perhaps they are sick of Havenage, or the Council's infighting and the Hardliners. Perhaps they just want to take a chance at some new future, a place that's anywhere but here. Whatever it is, the evacuees don't stop. They come on the flotilla shuttles on their own ships however they can. I've seen so many faces pass they are almost meaningless now. A parade of features that seem both familiar and distant. You've been helping people, lifting bags, bringing supplies, directing them to the berths you've helped build. Some of them recoil from your touch, still unfamiliar with sleepers. Others treat you with pity, some with hate, snatching back their bags and storming off. Still you help, still you carry boxes and bags. Nothing can stop you, not until you see Lem and Mina. Lemon Mina! Oh! Oh! Oh, yes! The child and the father! Oh my god! Because if they had gotten on and left the ship, they would not be here right now. Oh my god! Oh my god! This is great! Child! Lem is lugging a set of heavy bags weighed down by them, while Mina trails alongside looking bored. They walk beside an older lady as she climbs out of the main bay they embrace. You watch as Mina hides behind her father, angry that she has to say goodbye. You realize this must be Esther, her sometime babysitter. The one Lem mentioned lived a few doors down from them, so she is leaving. You feel sudden relief, and realize that when you saw them here in this place, you thought they might be joining the evacuees. That thought filled you with inexplicable dread. Mina is eventually persuaded to say goodbye, and she embraces the woman tearfully, clinging to her legs. Lem picks her up, comforting her as she curls into his neck. The woman leaves, waving one last goodbye. Soul's guys take her bags from her. You watch the scene play out at a distance, but you can't tear yourself away. You see Lem and Mina turn to leave. Oh no! Oh no, they're not planning on getting on! Oh no, we have to stop them. We have to stop them. We have to get them on the ship. We have to. Operation Get Lem and Mina on the flotilla. That is the goal. Sleeper. Thank you, Amazon, telling me Jedi Survivor is arriving today. Yes. Lem greets you enthusiastically, and when she sees you approaching, Mina smiles through tears. Good to see you. Excuse me. Lem shifts Mina in his arms. Sorry, this one would say hi, but she's a little overwhelmed. Nods towards Esther receding form. He pauses, his smile suddenly fading. You aren't going too, are you? Mina doesn't move, but you can feel her attention on you and your answer. I'm thinking about it. Lem tenses a little. A lot of folks are. Strange times. He shifts his weight. What do you think? What do you think to it, Sleeper? Is the Flux going to take this place down? There's all kinds of crazy rumors flying around. He glances around. Some folks even said they are starting up the old con channel, but that's crazy, right? True, the eye's at risk. I need to wait to get it, but I'm so excited to play it. Yeah, I'll be playing it starting on Thursday. I'm very excited. Lem frowns. You're joking, right? He shakes his head. The whole system's coming apart. He puts a hand on Mina's head. Can't catch a break. I don't think I have another move in me, Sleeper. He shifts his hand to cover Mina's ear. This is our place now. You should consider it. I'm excited for that game, but it's too much money. Oh, yeah, that's understandable. Yeah. Yeah, I can, like, so in the meantime, I'll just replay Fallen Order. Yeah, I played Fallen Order. That was a lot of fun. I'm currently in the process of trying to 100% it. And it's a time. It's a time and a half. Lem shakes his head. I'm too tied up here, Sleeper. Amina's got friends in the building. She loves her place. The noodles. I'm not taking that away from her. Don't leave us! Mina suddenly leaps out of Lem's arms and grabs you. You stumble under the sudden weight. Mina has gotten big while you weren't watching. You hug her back, her little fingers digging into your shoulder. It do be expensive. It do be expensive. Staying silent. Mina pulls back a little, meeting your eyes. Lem reaches over and grabs Mina. Sorry, she's a little overwhelmed, like I said. A little hungry too, right, Meanie? Mina nods softly. Did cost me 66 pounds. Do consider getting the deluxe. It was nearly 90, and I do have $100 going out to Tears of the Kingdom on the 12th. Oh, fair. Fair. Better go find a place. Lem smiles widely. It's so good to see you. You should come around the apartment when you have time. Looks down at Mina. We both love that. Come here. He leans over and with Mina still in your hands gives you an awkward hug. Oh, Lem! He steps back looking a little sheepish. He goes to say something that stops. Take care, Sleeper. He then turns, walks away down the bay to return to the shuttles, bouncing Mina as he does, who laughs appreciatively. And just before they disappear out of view, Mina catches one last bright-eyed glance of you, her face a mask of stubbornness, hiding a trembling hint of fear. Oh, sweetie. Oh, sweetie. Oh, man, shit really do be going down. It's going down. I'm yelling timber. You execute Order 66, Susie? Alright. You sit in one corner of the dust house and inspect your work. This dust house, the one where plants from the Greenway and some of the steppe species intermingle, has become your favorite. The moss and dust sharing the space in curving terraces, the pale knots of steppe silk, freckled with yelling like old symbiotes, is hypnotic in arrangement. You look down and see the intertwining of fungal threads and dust-caked roots and feel a little glow of pride of what had been achieved. You hear the entry lock of the dust house hiss open, and assuming it is Aki, turn to greet her. Oh, it's Rico! Rico! We love the scientist! We love her. Love her. Fantastic. Sleeper. Should have known you'd be here. You can tell my voice is starting to go from voice acting, right? Rico smiles her warm smile, leaning on her crutch. You must be one of the most green-fingered people on the station. Rico! Now, has it been so long? She smiles a wry smile. No need for any drama. She's the one who helped us get the formula through the mushrooms to make the stabilizer pills that we ingest. She's the one who helped us with that. I met some of the steppe refugees in the Greenway. They were gathering plants and I confronted them. Turns out they were very friendly. She smiles to herself. Aki was very apologetic, but I told them they were welcome to anything they liked. She told me I'd welcome to come see, and well, I thought I'd take her up on her offer. She looks around the dust house with its strange hybrid ecosystem, I have to say. I'm glad I did. I'm glad too. I could see that. Rico limps over to you. She holds out a hand. How about you take me on a tour? You take Rico's hand and walk her around the hybrid dust house. You show her how the steppe silk knots help provide a strong base for the fungal and lichal growths, and how the dust mixes with the spores. You show her the different species of steppe tubers, and the way they feed the soil with nutrients that help herbaceous Greenway plants thrive. She nods along, her eyes bright with ideas. She stops after a while and gestures for you to sit together. I know something is happening with the eye, Sleeper. She looks out at the plants. We all felt the flux event hit and everyone was talking about what's next. I came out here to figure something out, to understand what I might do about it all. You glance at her and you see the glossiness in her eyes, and I think I have decided. What you have done here, what Aki and the other steppe refugees have done here, is incredible. A whole new ecosystem built from the strange artificial changed remains of two worlds. But I am not one of those. I am not of the two worlds. I am of the eye. A tear runs down her cheek. Like it or not, I am entwined with the station. I'm old growth. I don't have that much time anymore, and it seems to accelerate with every cycle. She frowns. It blurs together, separates, overlaps, comes back to me in strange ways. The time I do have, that's time I want to spend on the eye, in the Greenway, watching things grow. She wipes her cheek. Oh, Rico. Or Rico. I think it might be Rico. One day I'll lie in this field and not get back up. She smiles. The tear tracks down both cheeks, and when the green takes me, I'll be so glad. I'll miss you. Rico smiles. The feeling is mutual, Sleeper. She wipes her eyes and turns to you, but that's enough of me blubbering on about it. She furrows her brow. What I want to know is what you're planning. I don't know. Rico smiles. We all have to get to know ourselves, Sleeper. To know what is that drives us. I'm sure you'll decide to act in the manner you know, but you also have to ask yourself why it is so. I want to hug all these characters. I know, right? So it's a trembling hand on yours. Don't neglect that. Oh. She suddenly lifts both hands. Don't let me forget this. She reaches into her coat and pulls out a transparent bag of spore and club heads with carefully preserved root systems. I'd like to plant these. If you go, you'll need them. She looks down at her feet, and if you don't, well, maybe another sleeper will benefit. She frowns. I can offer that at least. Thank you. She nods. Don't thank me. These are yours by right. Rico stands and limps over to a pile of mulch. She delicately takes the club heads out and beds them into the soil there, with precise, expert hands. You should go, sleeper. I'll be a while. She calls back, not looking away from the job at hand. See you around. She says it casually, but there's a note of finality in her voice. See you around. You turn and leave the dust house, cycling through the protective lock back into the cool quiet of the ship. Oh, this is so sad! Aki is waiting for you. No, we need to grieve over Rico possibly dying. Aki is waiting for you. It's beautiful. She is looking through the observation window and the green reflects in her eyes. The plants look happy together. She spots Rico with her hands in the soil. Ah, a botanist came. She shoots you a look. A friend of yours? Something like that. She nods. She speaks beautifully about the Greenway. I should go in and welcome her. She pauses. Are you leaving us? For now. Aki sighs, the first of many goodbyes. She suddenly embraces you, wrapping you in her layers of rough cloth. She pulls back. I wish you a steady step and a clear path. She smiles. A farewell from my world. I wish you the same. She nods and smiles with one last warm smile before turning and entering the dust house. You watch as she walks inside, Rico turning with a smile to greet her. She kneels beside the old botanist and you see her pointing to the club heads, asking questions. You're unable to hear them, but despite that, you can easily imagine the measured, even tone laced with excitement that Rico is using to explain the club heads, the Greenway, and much, much more. The see you around is bittersweet, but the best thing to say. Yeah. Because that was a life lesson I learned in 8th grade. I was really sad to graduate from middle school and go to high school. And, I was like, no, I don't want to leave my band director. I don't want to leave the orchestra director. And my band director had said to me, it's not goodbye. It's see you around. Or see you later. So it really taught me that, even though, it's the end of something, those people will still be there. You can always go back. And I proved it to myself. I went back one day after I graduated, and I think it was 9th grade, so I had a half day, so I was able to pop by the middle school and go say hi. But it was just it was a good lesson for me to learn that it's not goodbye, it's see you later, see you around. But in this instance, it's bittersweet. I feel myself wanting to tear up and cry. That is a good lesson to learn. It is a good lesson to learn. It's always bittersweet, though. I cried graduating from college. I was, not so much from, grad school, because I was mentally ready to be done, but, from undergrad, I cried. Even though I was staying there, but, I still, cried about it. You turn, leaving them to their conversation. Your step is light. Despite the burdens you carry and the smile Rico and Aki were sharing is somehow still on your lips as you depart. I think that's a lesson I've learned today. Oh, yay! Look, we're learning! We're learning on my stream. It's great. It's fantastic. We love that for us. Okay. Okay. I need to use this 6. Here. And the music just fits so well right now. It makes me sad. Stop it. Yay! We got the fungal thing. Yay! Woo! Yay! Oh, we need 2 of them. Fuck. Okay. The song that's playing right now just has this sense of finality to it. Of peace. Music knew what it was doing. Yeah, it really did. Alright, so we're gonna eat some foods. We're gonna cook some matsutake caps. fucking love mushrooms, man. We are going to feed the stray kibby. And then we sleep. Good night. Okay, we're going to eat again. Bloop. Okay. Okay, we're gonna input this here. Perfect. Bet. Gonna make another one of these. Yay, thank you. Gonna go here. Then we're gonna... Yay, we did it. We finished. The docking acts as a little more than a shell. Everything that could have been pulled from its interior, every arm not used for docking, has been cut away. What remains is a Spartan void with a patchwork of flooring that allows movement. Piles of unusable material are tucked away in corners, but almost everything else has been cleared out. You haven't seen Peter since you last spoke, and now you are realizing that you probably never will. There are plans to be made, escapes to plot. The shadow of Earth to escape. On the cycle the flotilla leaves, these ships will disperse too. The moons of Ember spinning out on different orbits. The chaos has become a quiet diligence now, as the time for departure is so near. Crews cross the axis from ship to ship at speed, bringing supplies or advice. Perhaps meeting up to discuss travel vectors in hushed tones, or to debate why they haven't left yet, or whether they should. Among these Singer crews, recognizable for their specialist clothing and often shorn heads, you see the occasional refugee, a paying passenger, or a replacement engineer or pilot perhaps, come from the eye to seek fortune with the Singers. Most of the crews have 2 or 3 of these additions, some more, and you can't help but wish that, whatever reason brings them to throw their lot in with the Singer crews, they will have safe passage. You feel a strange attachment to these citizens of the Eye, setting out for the first time. And then one of them catches your eye, crossing the axis with a crew, carrying a large bag and a nervous look. Oh god, who is it? Tala! Oh, you own the Overlook, that's right! Tala, you freeze for a second. What is she doing here? She glances around, feeling your eyes on her, and catches your eye. Her face brightens immediately. So Tala owns the Overlook. I don't know if I played this part with y'all, but she owns like a bar, restaurant. If you go there often enough, she will give you a job. So like I was able to work for her, so that's where I was going to cook my mushrooms, was at the Overlook. She's badass. Like, look at her tattoo! Look at her tattoo sleeve! Like, she's badass. We love her. Yeah, she I met when I was playing offline. She's wonderful. Love her. She glances around, feeling your eyes on her, and catches your eye. Her face brightens immediately. Her side quest that she has was, like, she wanted to make her own distillery, so she wanted to, like, make their own, like, alcohol using mushrooms. So, like, you help, like, clear out space in the back room. You bring in, like, a distillery can, and, like, yeah, it's fun. It was a good mission. It was a good little side quest. She glances around, feeling your eyes on her, and catches your eye. Sleeper! Tala mutters something to her crew and rushes over, dumping the large bag at your feet and embracing you without thinking. Good to see you. Yeah, she's really cool. I love her. She pulls back. And you? She smiles, but then it quickly fades as she realizes the context in which you are meeting. She sheepishly glances at her bag. Sleeper. She pauses. I'm... This is why I don't do voice acting games that often, because I talk for so much. She pauses again, folding her arms defensively. I'm going to the Starward Belt. She waits for your response nervously. Why didn't you say? She sighs. Do you remember me mentioning my family, Sleeper? My brother? You think back on your droll, blurred conversations in the back of the battalion. He came here with me, with my family, when we were little, just after we let Sinza. She bites her lip. He left when we were both teenagers, jumped on some spacer crew heading toward the starward belt. She sighs. I'm an idiot. She shakes her head. I'm going after him. She looks down, not sure what to add. That makes sense. She looks nervously. It does? She laughs nervously. I'm not so sure anymore. I really don't know if it makes sense or if it's the right thing, but ever since I heard that was where the refugee flotilla was going, well, I couldn't stop thinking about him. How did you hear? I work in a bar. She grins. I heard every bit of gossip this place has to offer. Speaking of the Battalion, she meets your eye. Someone will have to run it. She leaves a long pause. I mean, I can ask Francis. He'd be happy to, or one of the others. She blurts out. And of course, if you're leaving with the flotilla or something else, it'd be totally okay. You wouldn't need to say yes. It's no pressure. It's fine whichever way. I was just thinking. I'm not sure. Tala nods. Sure. I mean, I just sprung it on you. But, She glances at the crew she was walking with, who are chatting a little away. There's not exactly much time. I'd love to run a bar. You would drink all the alcohol, wouldn't you? So, considering that, she grabs the key hanging around her neck, the key to the Battalion. Do you want it? Do you want to do it? I can't. No, not at all. Tala nods. I get it. She tucks the key around her neck inside her top. I always do this. Leave everything so late. Make decisions quickly so I can't change my mind. She kicks at her bag. It's not on you. She looks up smiling. If you're going to leave, well, maybe we'll see each other out there. She looks out towards the stars. That'd be nice. Maybe once I find my brother. She stops herself. She looks back at you and smiles. I better be going. She nods at the crew nearby. Not a good start to keep my guys waiting. She lifts the bag onto her shoulder. She looks down the curve of the eye towards the overlook. Thanks again, Sleeper, for everything you helped me with. She nods. I wouldn't have been able to leave if I hadn't made things work here. She adjusts her bag. Dad wouldn't have let me. See you around. She nods. Hope so. Oh, Peter! Yay, Peter. We'll talk to Peter in a second. We're gonna go on our quick 5-minute break to give my voice a rest. And also to let y'all go ahead and take some time to do the self-care things. And we'll be back to see what Peter wants. And we'll be back soon. Good morning. I should have grabbed more water. And I did not. Oh well. It's fine. Alright. Let's talk to Peter here. And we'll see how much longer we have to go. Good morning. Nantala turns, heading back to the crew who will carry her to the starward belt. You watch her go, and despite the departure, it is hard to feel sad about Tala. You know her energy will carry her forward, and you hope her brother is somewhere on that bright path. You imagine yourself leaving, like Tala, unburdened perhaps, or maybe carrying new burdens. It is hard to tell. Either way, it will be time to decide soon. Oh, we didn't get to talk to Peter. Oh, okay. I don't even know where this is. Oh shit, we were supposed to be doing this the entire time too? Oh fuck. Okay. Oops. No clue that I was supposed to be doing this. Oopsies. Oopsies. Sorry, pig. Sorry. I had no idea we were supposed to be doing shit for that. Oopsies. We have time though, it's okay. He was just there. He was just chilling there waiting for me. Oopsies. Sorry. You're still germinate spores while I can. Take this. Okay, I'm gonna take a rest. Inject a stabilizer. And cycle. Perfect. Okay, we got some good rolls here. Hi, Peak. We're about to help you all in, like, literally one day. Perfect, perfect. Let's go. Yay, we did it. Yay, we helped Peak in one day. Yay. Peak beckons you over the wide mess table where they have set up a terminal. The hours of bleary-eyed work have left you both drained, and Peak looks ready to collapse. You slide onto the curved couch beside them, something dark and malevolent filling their screen like an old stain. Staying silent. Peak's eyes seem to glitter in the screen light. This isn't what you think, Sleeper. Not by a long shot. You look again at the screen, leaning in close to the dark, curved shape to see its texture. You see whirls and currents like a river, a dark flow unlike the Shadow Protocol's dark tangle. You know exactly what this is. You have swum in this river, almost drowned in its shifting flow. It is the Gardener's Chorus, the dark cloud which blankets the Greenway's networks, the bioorganic morass of a malfunctioning protocol grown vast and strange. The Gardener. Peak glances at you. How do you... They pause. Have you met them? I have. Peak shakes their head. Incredible. Then perhaps you won't be surprised by what I'm about to propose. Peak meets your eye. Everything I have tried to do to contain the Shadow Protocol has been a failure. It slips through any containment, absorbs any countermeasure. That, unfortunately, is an unavoidable fact. And yet, the eye still spins. The Shadow Protocol is being slowed, partially contained. It has spread across the station, as we have seen, but in reduced pockets and fragments. So I started to look outside of our test cases, outside these fragments. We have been poking and prodding in our little lab. Peak smiles. And look what I found. Peak taps a key on their terminal, and you realize the screen is showing a recording of the data flow inside the eye's networks, sampled from hundreds of points around the Greenway. You watch as a subtle shift occurs at the edge of the flowing, dark curve that blankets the Greenway. Something spreading like an ink stain. Somehow darker than black, it bleeds across. The Shadow Protocol. Now watch. Peak eagerly points at the screen. You see something strange. A fizzing at the edge of the shadow. A sparking, and then it's gone. And beneath, for a moment, a millisecond, you see into the networks of the Greenway. You're reminded of an image you had forgotten, of pulling a plant from its pot and seeing a bone-white root ball where you expected to see dark soil. The white connections writhe like worms, and then it is gone, the dark flow closing up as quickly as it opened. It dissolved the shadow. Exactly, Peak nods. It protected itself. You think back to your meeting with the Gardener, to that sense of something old and world and inhuman to its core. Peak excitedly starts to explain. This is the only chance we have, the only countermeasure we have seen. In the moment it opened, I detected something. A centralized intelligence with a local ID Gardener. This protocol, this system, whatever it is, can protect its networks from the Shadow Protocol. But if it stays in the Greenway, the eye will still fall. The station systems are too exposed, too spread across the hub, the shipyards, the spokes. Peak glances away. The only way to break it open, to spread the entire network, access it, expand it somehow. Peak pauses. You want to let the Gardener out. Peak stands up and walks away a little. They lean against the countertop, their head hanging so low that their long hair touches the work surface. You hear them breathing deeply. I don't know, Sleeper. They lift their head. I really don't know. It's a chance. Maybe. They shake their head. You know as well as Peak that this is it. You know because over the past cycles you have run every simulation, every possibility you could think of, and still come up with nothing. You have stared a hole into your screen and dreamt of that black shadow creeping in at the edges of your vision. Peking recognizes that look in your eyes, the potent cocktail of resignation and anger. Let's say we do this. Peak begins, eyeing you carefully. What do we need? They begin to answer their own question, thinking out loud. I suppose we need to do two things. Find a way to limit or control the Gardener's spread, then reconnect the Greenway. Peak starts pacing, the ideas coming quickly now. Controlling the spread means preparing the station. Limit the Gardener's networks to key systems. We don't want taking everything. We just need to protect the station's core functionality. Cocktail should get that far. Then we need to reconnect the Greenway, hook it back to the main line of the network. The systems we prepared, they should connect, and Gardner will spread along the paths we prepared. At least, that's my theory. Pete grimaces, but if we don't prepare correctly, the Gardner might not spread, or might spread to everything. Pete closed their eyes, and after that, things might get worse. Can't be worse than total collapse. Don't say it, Sleeper. Peek sits back at the terminal and brings up a map at the eye, rotational control at the hub, life support at the free smoke, power routing at the Havenage shipyards. They stab at the red map with each one, marking them in red. Then there's the central core. As I understand it, is somewhere on the rim. I need to find it. They push their hair out of their face. We see the Gardner in all these places. He pauses, but how are we going to do that? We can bait the Gardner's attention. Peek smiles, of course. The Gardner needs plants to care for. That is what the protocol dictates. They must have been part of the farming management systems of the Eye, back when Solheim built it. We seed Greenway plants into those systems and the Gardner will seek them out, protect them. Peek stares at the map of the Eye. It's a wild idea, but it could work. But, they pause. We'll need a way into those systems. Havenage have most of them locked down for safety purposes. We can't just walk in. I know a guy. Peek raises an eyebrow. Someone in the Havenage systems team? You nod. After everything he dragged you through, you feel like Fang still owes you. Time to pay him a visit. Yes, Fang! Yes, Fang! Okay, well, Peek looks at you sideways. I guess we should pay him a visit. Lead the way. You both leave the ship, carried forward by the excitement of the plan and an eagerness to not look at the details too closely. You push any lingering questions to the back of your mind. Time to head to Fang's Bay. Alright. Oh, yay, this is exciting. Do I have an upgrade? Oh, I can't upgrade yet. Yeah, I can't upgrade yet. Do I even know where Fang's Bay is? No. Oh, here it is. Oh, he's a difficult man. Fang isn't in their bay, and no one in offices upstairs seem to know where they are. Your lone clue is an out to lunch note. Oh, fuck me, Fang. Come on. This is urgent! That's it. No more wasting time. Peek sighs and pulls out their slate. They crack open a box on the side of the base shutter and wire the slate to what's inside. Maybe your friend has a Havenage passcode or something inside. Peek shoots you a glance. Something they wouldn't mind if we borrow. Let's wait. Peek doesn't look up. We haven't got time to wait. They sigh. Coming here was a mistake. After a few tense moments, the shutter jerks up and begins grinding open, the noise making you jump. Let's get inside. Peek glances around quickly. You slip into the dark of the bay, punctuated by the blinking lights of Fang's piles of servers, somehow even more distorted than before. Peek makes a beeline for the desk at the center, scattered with tools and components. They flick on a lamp and stare at the mess. Are you sure this person can help us? Yes. You're interrupted by the sound of footsteps from the entrance. Someone has come in behind you. Peek freezes. Fang! Okay, I wonder if Fang has he/they pronouns, though. Because before, when it was referring to Fang's Bay, they used the pronoun of they, and now it uses, the pronoun of he. Is he a he/they friend? Is he a he/they friend? Perhaps. They may have just forgotten to change pronouns, who knows. I could swear I closed the shutter when I left. Fang leans on a stack of servers near the entrance, must be getting forgetful. He grins at you. Where were you? Fang gives you a look. A hello would be nice, especially given you and your... He glances at Peek. Accomplice seemed to be busy rifling through my things. Fang raises an eyebrow. Thought you'd come rob an old friend. Is that the plan? We need your help. Fang nods. You hear about the flux. Peek nods, and is suddenly giving Fang their full attention. Fang smiles, pleased with himself. I guessed as much. Saw changes in the old system architectures almost immediately. Some of them have been running since the first days of the station, so when I saw new patterns, shifts in logic, I knew something must have happened. That's where he's been again, yeah! These past cycles, I've been doing a total inventory of the core systems from the hub to the rim. He grins. I've surprised myself, to be honest. I didn't think I had it in me. Peek seems unamused. And what did you find? Fang sighs. That's the thing. There's something all twisted up in the systems and protocols, but every time I look at it, it disappears. Fang turns to you. Do they always do that? Peek ignores him. It's a shadow protocol. It masks itself somehow, betting into the gaps between the systems and its negative space. It's slowly filling every system in the station, slowly taking over, and we need to stop it. You need to grant us access to all core systems of the station, rotational control, life support. Fang holds up a hand. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Slow down there. I don't even know your name. Fang shakes his head. And you aren't asking for the keys to the castle? Can't be done. You can trust Peek. Fang pauses and glances between both of you. How long have you known this one, Sleeper? I know I owe you, but I know that you trust too easily. Sorry to say it. Peek cuts in. I can vouch for myself. I came to the Eye on the run from the XPR colony Hawthorne, and with the intent to keep running until we hit the Star Wars belt. But since I have been here, I have done everything in my power to protect this place. I have helped to stabilize the refugee flotilla, to investigate the flux, to identify and plan to purge the Shadow Protocol from the station systems. Meanwhile, Havenich has done everything to stop and slow these actions. I've proven myself as a friend to the people of the station, not the administration, many times over. I will not be doubted by someone who wears the badge of this corrupt administration. Peek fixes Fang with a hard look. Fang looks down at their Havenich jacket and shrugs. This is all I have in my wardrobe. Oh god, Fang. Look, I have no love for the council either, friend, but someone has to run this place, and that someone is me. Fang walks over to the workbench where you both are standing, and digs a slate out of the pile of tools. You want to prove yourself? Show me. Peek grabs the slate, and you recognize the tangled form of a flux node on the screen. Peek immediately starts tapping away at it, its tendrils unwinding, and then the shadow, just slightly delayed, slipping out of sight. Fang leans in. Interesting, he says to himself. Before long, Peek has unfolded the system completely, and it lies splayed out like an unwound ball of string. At the center, with nowhere left to hide, is the dark stain of the Shadow Protocol, visible for all to see. Sorry for being late. My Wi-Fi sucks, so the stream isn't loading, but hope everyone is well. It's okay. No problem, Olivia. We appreciate having you here. Sorry that your Wi-Fi is being sucky, but it doesn't matter. And no apologies that you're late. You are never late. You're always on time. And the VODs will always be available afterwards. What now? Fang asks, his eyes fixed on the screen. How do you kill it? Let Peek answer. There's one entity on the station that we have seen purging the shadow, the gardener. Fang frowns. Who's that? Some Greenway hacker? Thank you, Susie. Peek glanced at you, more like the avatar of the Greenway itself. You explain the gardener to Fang, the feeling of descending into the flowing river of consciousness. You explain that networked chorus, the non-human collective of voices. You tell him the farming AIs offered to you to be networked into the chorus, dissolved in its flow. Hi, Olivia! Then you explain that by granting it access to the AI's major networks, you hope to reinforce them. Fang is silent for a moment. Do you want to let this thing out? He shakes his head. That's kind of stupid plan I dream up. I like it. He smiles. This place is rammed with weird protocols and forgotten intelligence anyway. What's more, ghosts in the machine? Yay! Thank you for using the check-in cheese! We tried to limit it, of course. Peek explains. That's why we want your help to access the Eye's major systems. To seed some of the gardener's spores into them, to draw the gardener's focus to those places. Fang whistles. So the way we save the Eye is by growing mushrooms in all the server stacks? He He glanced at you. Sleeper, congratulations, you found someone weirder than you. Pete goes to argue, but Fang holds up a hand. In all systems have his pass card with his picture on it. Take it before I change my mind. Thank you. Don't mention it. Fang gives you a look. In all honesty, Sleeper, I was on my way back here to start tearing this place down. The Shadow Protocol has spooked me. So if you're telling me you haven't figured a way to... we might fight it. He looks at Peek. No matter how crazy, they're glad to help. His smile's a tight smile. Come with us. No, Sleeper. He looks away. I have to keep on with my work here. Strengthen those systems, back up the data. The worst comes to worst, I'll need to rebuild. I won't let this place die. The last pieces of my parents are here, among the data. Goodbye, Fang. Oh, we can't tell him see you later! Oh, no! That makes me sad! We can't say see you around! Fuck! Sag! Sag! I am Sag! So Sag. My heart hurts, and so does my voice. Sorry, Ellen, my stream is so frozen between Wi-Fi, so hopefully I'm not accidentally ignoring anything. No, you're good. It needs support. Elevator game, this is unacceptable. Fang embraces you firmly. Stay safe, Sleeper. You take the card and leave the bay with Peek. Once you're outside, they stop you. We should split up. Peek looks worried. We wasted enough time as it is. Head to the facilities in the hub. The Free Spoke and as the far side of the shipyard. See the gardener there. Going to go find the core control center that's somewhere on the rim. They hold up their slate. I'll send you a message on your slate when I have something. Good luck. They squeeze your shoulder and you exchange fearful looks. You know deep down that Peek isn't sure this will work, but they've decided to act, to move with confidence, and for that confidence you are very thankful. Okay, it gray nap time. It character goes sleepy sleeps now. Oh wait, what does it say? The Battanian. Oh, we can still work there if we wanted to. Cool. Alright, time to feed the cat as per usual. Okay, time to end the cycle. Get your pills and blankies, it's time for Betty Buys! Yay! I'm hoping we finish this tonight. I might drop the voice acting just so we can speed through it a tad bit faster. Like the actual, like, just changing voice and stuff. But I'll still read everything. Okay. Oh, yay! I needed seeds. Perfect. Okay, now it must grow. I'm not sure which places I have to go. Oh, here. Life support. We're gonna go up here. As you leave the slate, Peek gives you chirps insistently. You check and see a message. Found a possible entry to the core facility in the low end. Meet me here ASAP. Peek. A blinking marker gives their position on the Free Spoke side of the main block. Better head to the low end. Oh, not tracking. You arrive at the coordinates given by Peek's slate, a rundown but active corner of the low end where a short glass roofed alley turns off from one of the main thoroughfares. You wait in the mouth of the alley, leaning against the wall and watching the street life go by. Children hop across grids scratched into the metal floor plates, playing games of their own devising, while older residents sit or talk or play tavla. It's hard to believe that this is all at threat. It seems so concrete, so real. How could some intangible protocol erase all this? As you are watching, a voice calls out to you from one of the tablet tables set up along the way. Castor! Oh, fuck! You move a little closer and recognize the sitting player immediately. Castor sits, tablet pieces and board ready in front of him, smiling at you. Sleeper, my partner has not arrived to our usual game. Come please, take her place. He beckons you over, standing and nudging you to sit down with him. A rematch is in order. You owe me a game. Almost immediately, Castor begins the game. Everyone on the eye knows how to play Tavla. The methodical movement of the counters across their triangular points are ready fit for the rhythm of life on the ramshackle space station. To go to bed now. No problem, rookie. Appreciate you. Hope you have a good night, too. Hope you have good sleeps. Thanks for dropping by. Castor is the one who, in the one ending where if we decided to go with Lem and Mina on the ship to get off, he was going to have us be an insider on that ship. So he was paying us to be an insider in exchange for tickets to get onto the station. Hi, Jesse. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for redeeming your check-in cheese. Hopefully you are well. Most games begin in the same way, with each player moving with independence, focused only on achieving their optimal early game setup. But there is a moment in each game where it becomes necessary to notice the other player, to anticipate the crossing of the counters across the board. A point of contact, when routine becomes negotiation, and negotiation becomes conflict. Job, thank you for the check-in cheese. As this moment arrives, the subtle shift in the texture of the interaction, Castor begins to speak. I find myself surprised by you, continually, Sleeper. He looks over his glasses at you. Yeah, what? Yeah, what, Jesse? I'm confused. Resummon Jupe with cheese. The way you conduct yourself, for example, suggests an anxious refrain, a defensive, protective quality, but in your Tavla game, he pauses to move a counter. I see only risk. It's like me at a party. Stay silent. Sitting quietly in a corner. Fair, yes. Someone brings out cheese. That corner is indeed a mood. Risk is of course necessary to play Tavla. To move a piece is to expose it, but it should be done with calculation, with proper analysis. Ready for a major next step in my life. I'm planning to quit my job tomorrow. Hey! Look at you! Well, I don't know what's going on in your personal life, but if you think that is the best decision for you, then I support you. And only you know if that's the best decision for you. I can't make that decision. That's why I tell my students all the time. Because my students are like, I need you to tell me what to do. I'm like, no. I know what's best for me. You know what's best for you. I do not know that. But you got this. We believe in you. You got this. We support you and your decisions. Forget if I read this. Risk is of course necessary to play Tavla. To move a piece is to expose it, but should be done with calculation with proper analysis. Then, if the piece is taken, Castor moves a counter, taking one of yours with a practice swap, placing it beside the board. It is already accounted for. But you move forward with abandon, as if risk was just a secondary effective action. A consequence, not its primary guide. He gestures for you to take your turn. A cause. I play my way. He smiles. Indeed, that is all I seek. You move your piece. This locks you into being reactive. If you don't mind me saying so, you're responding, which means you are being led. He leans back to consider the board. This place, it mirrors you, Sleeper, is also reactive. It was born from a crisis, the collapse of Solheim, and ever since it has been reacting without any central guiding principle. No analysis, no calculation. Just look at our refugee crisis, for example. It is all reaction, all risk-taking, and little risk calculation. First I found the chaos enlivening, especially when I'm trying to track its outcomes, but now I find it exhausting. He laughs. It always amuses me that this place is literally spun from the rim. Below this very stack of habitation blocks is the most important control facility on the Eye. Spun from the rim, he laughs again. What better metaphor could you find for disorder? His face drops. But why am I telling you that? The facility is precisely why you're here. He smiles an unsettling warm smile. You feel a shiver through your body as if something has changed in the air. How does he know this? How does he know this? He should not know this information. What is this? No words come out of your mouth. You feel removed from yourself, watching from behind frosted glass. Your eyes dart side to side. Inertia sets in. Castor is still smiling. The risk you are planning to take here, Sleeper, is not yours to take. Castor's tone is unshifted. He speaks as if this is some casual conversation between passing acquaintances. You are leaping towards a chaotic outcome with no respect for risk. You see, calculating outcomes, that's my specialty. That's why I am here. I was hired as a conduit for risk, as a collector of data that might pertain to its arrival. He removes his glasses to clean them, and you see something flicker along their surface, a shimmering stream of characters. The system, the station, is already theirs. Solheim's collapse meant a corporate fire sale. Assets change hands. My employers, Senate Stat, bought out the entire system, and for the past decades have been its own one valid owner. He polishes his glasses diligently. But to possess this system, the H1 system, he pauses, Hellion to you. Well, that's a matter of risk. How much force, how much cost, how much conflict a clearance would take? He replaces his glasses. That risk must be calculated against the favorable outcome. In short, how much is this place worth to us? For a long time, the answer was nothing. H1 could offer nothing that would warrant the risk, but the markets change, the demands shift, and Senate Stat, we analyze, we follow, we respond. He puts his glasses back on his face. H1 is about to become the most important system in this part of the galaxy. He glances around. The lone KAN's channel, operating within range of 7 or so newly surveyed resource-rich systems, their frontier town that feeds the gold rush, so to speak. So here we are, reevaluating the risk, reclaiming our property, starting up the con channel, and clearing the way for what comes next. Oh shit! Okay, for those who don't realize what just happened, Castor is basically telling us that the company he works for is the ones that are causing the flux that's going to kill people. The flux that we are trying to stop. Sir? Sir. Why do I have a feeling like this is going to be very long? Why do I have a feeling like we're not going to finish this tonight? Can we fight him? I don't know. The Senate Stat is causing the flux. You managed to force out the words. Castor looks a little surprised. Senate Stat is acting to reclaim their property from illegal occupation, to establish H1 as a foremost colony of the surrogacy program. Of course, I do not need to explain myself to you, but in the role as an analyst, in my calculations, I see great promise in you, in your ability to enter systems, to shift them to your will. Oh wait, is he trying to tell us to stop it? Is he, like, inadvertently trying to tell us to stop it? Not every sleeper has this capacity, I assume that you know that. He smiles. It truly is a wonderful happenstance of SNRP's technology. Imagine even they are not fully aware of it. He takes his move, claiming another of your pieces, as you watch you realize the inevitability of his victory. I'll make you an offer, to come willingly or come by force. The station will collapse, we can be sure of that, but your ability to work with data, well, for an analyst, is very intriguing. He pauses to push his glasses up his nose. Very intriguing indeed. He glances around. Come with me as a collaborator or as a prisoner. Consider the risk, or on one hand, almost certain death, on the other, a possible future. An analyst or not, you must see it. Speak now, sleeper. The game is forfeit. You must see that. He holds out a hand. You are of value. You are needed. Oh, I never liked him. I never liked him. Feel a slight release in the inertia that grips you, enough to allow you to speak, to respond. You realize that you are already in Castor's hands, that you cannot move from this place if you wanted. What? Sleeper? You hear a familiar voice above the crowds. Sleeper, I'm here. You're unable to turn your head to see Peak, but you notice Castor's eyes following them as they come up from behind you. Then you see Castor's eyes glance down towards his hands, concealed beneath the table. Sleeper. Peak comes from the front, around the front of you and waves a hand in your face. We were supposed to be meeting, remember? They glance at Castor. Sorry. Am I interrupting something? You cannot speak. Castor shoots Peak a wide smile. Hello, you must be a friend of Sleeper. You watch one of his hands lift close to his body, some dark shape concealed in it, a weapon. You try to scream, to shout, but Castor's attention remains partially on you, and while it does, you can do nothing. Peak glances at your static form. What's happening here? Sleeper? They put a hand on your shoulder. Are you okay? As Peak stares into your eyes, you see Castor behind, his hand lifting, the dark object unfolding. And in the split moment it does, you feel his attention shifting to Peak, shifting away from you. As you do, you feel the inertia lifting, and you know this is the only movement you'll have to act. Ooh! Do we scream for attention? Or do we shove? I feel like we shove. We shove. You lurch forward wildly like a sprung trap. Your head strikes Peak's chest and then carries them back into Castor. Somewhere, some digital screech is echoing through the walkway. About to kill Peak. They tumble together, and the object in Castor's hands skitters across the floor. You realize the screech is you. You get to your feet, grab Peak, and run. You run as hard as you can, the scream chasing you down the walkway as you shove through the residence, Peak dragged behind. Have a good night, Troop. Appreciate you, friend. Thanks for coming to hang out. Oh, no. You're not backseating. You're not backseating. Mm-mm. I was, like, thinking it out loud. Like, when I make choices like this, I often, like, will look at chat and be like, hey, like, what would y'all do? But normally, like, regardless, I normally make my own decisions. I would let you know if you're backseat gaming, or my mods would tell you. Like, if you've played the game before, and you're saying, like, oh, you need to do this option, then that's one thing. You run from the cold grip. Oh, that's fair. You run from the cold grip of whatever power Castor had over you, the signals that locked you into this body of yours, that broke the connections and crawled up your spine. Eventually, you stop. Both you and Pete collapsing, heaving, breathing into the cold metal floor. When they are about to speak, Peaks asks you to explain, and you tell them everything Castor told you about Senate stat, about their claim on the Hellion station system, their reactivation of the con channel, the Hellion system's growing importance. It flows out of you in desperate gulps, unable to believe your own mouth as you hear these words coming back to you. All you feel is the need to push back against the cold hand on your shoulder, the vast cold eye that has turned to look at the system, the ghost limbs of corporate control that are extending their reach. Peak is quiet for a long time. Then they speak. We have to finish this, Sleeper. They meet your eye. We have to complete the seeding of the systems. We have to set Gardner free. You're right. If the choice is between Gardner and these people, I would choose Gardner every time. Their eyes are cold and steady. I would choose anything over them. You stand together. The final control facility is here. I found it. Peak looks at you grimly. I could take you as soon as you are ready. Time's almost up. This is the one shot you'll have. Okay. Alright. We got enough points to crack the systems. All good. SC woke up. Yeah, SC really did wake up. Thanks, Essie. Oh, we cracked it, but we lost energy. Okay. So let's just go eat some food. Yay! Yay! Go eat some fucking mushrooms. Yay! Give me my mushrooms. Mushrooms. Oh, mushrooms. Okay, and now we go back. Now we go back here. A snack. Sleeper, here. Pete calls to you from across the flickering corridor, an elevator to the core. They smile. This is it. It has been a long set of cycles hunting for a path through the derelict layers of old Solheim offices and workshops, but finally, here it is, the path down to the core. You rush over to Peek. As you do, the doors grind open, the dingy-looking elevator flickering as they do. You look at Peek, who nervously gestures for you to get in. Step in. The elevator bounces a little but stays stable. You glance back to Peek, watching you nervously. They follow you in, sheepishly. Just a little nervous. Peek reaches over and punches the button for the lowest level, flinching a little as the doors grind close. The elevator sets off, screeching through the floors as it does at the unsettling loud volume. Feel more comfortable if we spoke. Peek raised their voice over the noise. It's not going to be a short trip. Have you heard of Senate Stat? Peek thinks, maybe once. They frown. It could have been mentioned in the XBR news packet, the kind of central admin sent out to us. Something about market analytics, I think. They shake their head. When you have spent so much time trying to forget your past, this stuff isn't easy. Okay, how's Ash? Peek pauses. I was thinking more like small talk, elevator talk, they sigh. She is packing. They rub their eyes. Once Ash has set her mind on something, well, you know her now. You know what I mean. Can she be persuaded to stay? Or will you leave with her? Peek thinks for a moment. I don't know, Sleeper. I honestly don't know. Part of me wants to run, to keep running for as long as I can. I am used to that. But another part is done with that, is done with denying my past, my history. If I ever want to feel complete, to feel settled, don't I need to somehow resolve the person I was with the person I am now? Peek goes quiet. You do too. There are too many possible questions, too many possibilities before you. It just seems easier to get on with the task at hand and leave the consequences for later. The elevator screams to a stop and the doors ping open with a strangely cheerful beep. You glance at Peek. Time to move on. You both walk into an atrium, still lit by some ragged-looking light panels on the ceiling, once simulating a summer sky, now degraded into flickering blue and white tapestry of glitches. Peek crosses quickly, making a beeline for the large doors on the far side, where you can make out a fading sign in a massive peeling letter, Central Control. You follow, helping them lever open the partially powered doors until the motor kicks in and they spring to life, thudding open. You and Peek tumble through across the damp metal. As you stand, you're greeted by flickering lights, thousands of them. A vast cylindrical stack of servers, processors, and transmitters dominates the center of the room, its flickering LEDs reflected in the scattered puzzles that surround it. Despite the decay, the warped panels, and the water leaks, it is still running, just as it has for decades and decades, still since the station was first spun up. You wonder how long it has been since anyone has been in this room. You exchange wide-eyed looks with Peek. This place is still a living piece of history. What now? Peek takes a handful of mulch from a small bag and it glitters with spores. Now we seed this place. They cross to the server and start packing the mulch deep into the machinery, pushing fistfuls deep into gaps of the paneling and laying it across the hardware. As you watch them doing this, you feel a tug, a thread pulling at you. You approach the vast piece of cylindrical hardware that Peek is stuffing mulch into. You run your hands across the plated metal surface and watch the lights blink in response. As you pass, you hear a whirring, like a physical disk drive starting up. Listen. The whirring shifts alternating, speeding up, slowing down, and as you hear it modulate into a voice. Sleeper, you freeze. You are here. For a moment you are afraid, but something in the tonality of the voice is familiar. Navigator! Oh shit! Oh, okay! He disappeared. He, fucked off somewhere. He's the sentient guidance protocol. Another drive spins up, and another, giving a voice a richer multitonal sound. I had forgotten what it was like to speak like this, the drives skip. There's a certain quality to it, a certain physicality. What are you doing here? The drives squawk in unison. Did you imagine the flux, the shadow protocol, that they were just a problem for the people of this station? A high whining begins. They are more dangerous to us. I have been in hiding what's more, jumping from network to network to avoid the shadow as it eats up nodes. A low rumble. I had thought my hiding days were done. From the moment I had found myself a safe haven here in the core, the shadow has yet to breach this facility, although that is a temporary state of affairs. The rumble stops. My predictions do not point to good outcomes. We have a plan. You explain to Navigator about Peak's plan, about Gardner's resistance to the shadow, and how by seeding key systems you will be protecting them from its advance. The drives hum thoughtfully as you speak. A desperate plan. The drives were, but appropriate given the probability of total collapse. I am not sure what will be worse for us, hiding from the erasure of the Shadow Protocol or the assimilation of Gardner. The drives pauses to reset, but we owe you our freedom. I will do what I can to guide the Gardner into the systems you have seeded. A pause. It is correct to do so. Be careful. The drives squeak in affirmation. You have notable persistence, Sleeper. Even with such poor probabilities of success, I will be curious to see the outcome. The drives squeal, the motor's giving out. This cannot be sustained much longer. Good luck. Final squeak of affirmation, and then the drive skitters and slow to a halt. You step back from the towering cylinder, staring at this vast piece of Solheim hardware. This whole place is built from ghosts, you think. From old protocols and company hardware, from engines that drove decades of corporate expansion. Is the eye proof that they can be shifted, bent, forced into new configurations that allow for new ways of living? Or is it inevitable collapse proof that these engines of expansion can never be anything other than a corrupt foundation? It seems to depend on who you ask. Done. Peak's shout breaks your line of thought. The heat and damp should help the spores germinate quickly. If we are lucky, there is enough time for some growth until we reconnect the Greenway. They glance at you. That's it. All the facilities seeded. They sigh. We either just ensured the eye's survival or stuffed a whole lot of soil into one of its most important computers. They laugh weakly. Shall we go? They start to head back towards the door in the elevator beyond. Follow. You turn your back to the core and follow. Peek back into the elevator. As you ride the car back up, Peek raises their voice over the screeching. I'm going to the Founder's Gap to finalize the connection. The moment I'm ready, I'll let you know and we let Gardner out. The sooner the better. Peek furrows their brow. If we wait until the final cycle, it'll be too late. If you want to help speed things up, go work with the flotilla. We've already done this. Can't make the connection until we know they're ready to go. Peek swallows. Unleashing the Gardner could affect them too if we aren't careful. Peek nods, opens their mouth to speak, and then closes it again. You ride the rest of the way in silence. When you reach the top, you go to your separate ways, but before you do, Peek embraces you, burying their face into your shoulder. You stand there together for a moment, spinning with the eye, moving relentlessly towards an unknown future, and then they let you go and slip away, the pressure of their hug fading like a bruise as you begin to leave. Oh, whoa! Oh, whoa! I have 3 points now? Fuck yeah. Heck yeah. Okay, so we still need to do one more thing here, but that can wait. We need to rest. Okay, we're gonna keep going, but I do need to quickly run to the bathroom and grab more water, so I'm just gonna throw the BRB screen on, and then we'll go from there. Okay? Okay. Sound good? Sound Gucci? And we'll be back soon. Alright, here we go. Let's continue. Yeah, rodeo. Okay, yeah, because everything should be done over here. I'm just gonna double check. Yeah, everything is done. So now we're just finishing the stuff over here. I love how lit up it looks. It's so pretty. Alright. Okay, do we go to Greenway? No. I have no clue where we go. Yay! Oh boy. Oh boy. Tina! Happy birth to you.
Happy birthday.
You get a Reaper birthday, and then you get a Gray birthday. Yay! Happy birthday! I hope your birthday has been well. Yes, happy birthday! Happy birthday! Yeah, my voice is kind of dying. It's fine. At least I don't have to see students tomorrow, which makes me very happy. I don't have to see students tomorrow. That makes me happy. Okay, Peak. Peak, where the fuck am I supposed to go, bro? Sir? Big 18. Oh, look at you. Big 18. Love you all. Know you. What the fuck am I supposed to do? Peek. 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 Sir. Am I missing something here, Peek? Is there somewhere I'm supposed to go? Because this timer's counting down. Just go take a nap, I guess? I don't know. I have, like, all these things that I can use things for. I don't know. That's not what I wanted. This. Do I need to give it, like, one more cycle? Maybe? Yeah, we're gonna hang out with Small Child. I'm gonna hang out with Small Child. Let's check in, Cheese. Check in and find out! Work at the bar. The number will go up the more that you check into stream. So congratulations, you have gotten some check-in cheese. Yeehaw. Shoot the stray. Oh, so now, okay. Peak slate chirps in your pocket. You take it out. A message. The connection is ready. Meet at the Founder's Gap, Greenway side. You clench your jaw. It is time. It's time. Time to go back in my mind. Searching for a memory. A memory that isn't true. You find Peak waiting near where you first met, at the entrance to the docking tunnel for Founder's Ferry. They are leaning beside the wall in the flickering light, and you realize now how different they look from when you first met. There's a darkness around their eyes, a sense of exhaustion to their pose, but also a solidity, a sense of purpose and self-knowledge. They look concrete, for want of a better word, solid. Sleeper. They spot you and small smile crosses their face. Glad you came. I wouldn't be anywhere else. The smile grows. Crunch time. They shake their head in disbelief. Let's go. The break in the connection is up ahead. They walk away from the docking tunnel into the ragged, half-crushed corridor that descends into darkness. They poke their slate and a torch flicks on, lighting the way ahead. With the descent through the layers of the broken edge of the eye, Peak talks, filling the silence. I had to hunt all over this part of the eye to find the point where the connection was broken. They run a hand along the buckled metal of the wall, stooping under the angled ceiling. This hole, the gap, got knocked in the eye when Solheim collapsed. It's impossible to tell who did it, but my guess is they tried to scuttle the eye. If Solheim couldn't keep hold of their fancy new station, well, no one could. Peak ducks through a fractured passageway with hanging wires like vines. So this place has always been borrowed time. I managed to weave together the old connections and run a new patch down to where the main line still runs through the remaining ribs of the rim. They smile, just like keeping those XPR platforms running. I should be proud if she bothered to help. As Peak goes quiet, the corridor opens out into a wider twisted passage with compartments on either side thick with wiring. Here, this is the connection point. You can see where Peak has levered off a panel and hooked up a thick cable to the existing hardware. As thick as a tree trunk, it snakes off into the dark ahead, its yellow rings making it look like some huge and exotic serpent. What now? Now we make the connection. Peak pauses. You both stand there, staring at the point where the new cable meets the old. The ends separate, fitted with multi-pin male and female connectors and braced inside a metal framework with a scissoring mechanism. Bring them together, seal them, and the green will be connected to the rest of the eye for the first time in decades. Peak shifts their weight onto one hip, pushing their hair out of their eyes. I feel like this should be more momentous. Like there should be a ritual or ceremony. They pause. Or someone should stop us from doing this crazy thing. It isn't crazy. Peak nods. I mean, not being funny, Sleeper. This whole thing is crazy to me. Peak shakes their head, leaving Hawthorne with Esh, joining the flotilla, coming here, meeting you, the flux, the shadow, everything. They laugh a hollow laugh, so I suppose this is at least consistent with all of that. They took a deep breath. Okay. They look at you with mild panic. They hold both sides of the supporting framework, ready to scissor it closed. Here we go. Peak wrenches the framework closed, and the connectors thunk together with a sound that echoes down the ruined corridor into the dark on both sides. Both you and Peak wake with bated breath, unsure what you're waiting for. Do you expect the eye to suddenly stop spinning, or lurch on its axis, for the power to go out, or a shockwave to run through the corridors or the rim? Meet Peak's eyes, and suddenly they burst out laughing. What are we waiting for? They put a hand to their forehead. I feel like we just planted a tree and are expecting it to burst out of the ground. They shake their head. But you feel it. You feel it flowing like a stream that has been released from a cave and rushes out into the sunlight. Crystalline and clear. You swear you can hear it running in the wires, like water, like rain. Like steam. It doesn't roar or rattle, but it rustles and rise there, like liquid roots. Peak sees you. Peak sees the look in your eyes and stops laughing. You can see it, can't you? You can't see it, not with your eyes at least, but it's everywhere, and now it is out. It can't be put back. That much is clear. You imagine the rim of the eye like a sponge, like soil, soaking up the gardener and their chorus, the gaps filling with a burbling constant, growing life. Peak stares at you, waiting for something, anything. Something has changed. Peak looks concerned. They close their eyes. They go to speak, but words fail them. Suddenly, Peak's slate chirps. They jump and scramble for it, almost dropping it in the process. But when they stare at it and look of confusion crosses their face. What happened? Peak's mouth falls open. It's Ash. They swallow. She's leaving. They look at you with panic. Before you can speak, they've turned away and are moving back up the passageway, back towards the entrance. Peak! They don't turn around, don't respond, and you watch their silhouette, lit by their slate's torch, disappear rapidly around a corner. You take out the slate Peak gave you and turn on the torch. The wires all around look like pale roots in the harsh light, and you turn away from them. They are gardeners now. You work your way back through the corridors, retracing your steps. You imagine Peak, panicked, running towards the cordon, realizing that their greatest fear has come to pass. You wonder if they will be able to persuade Esh to stay. If Esh is going, you think, then the flotilla must be leaving too. The thought makes you shiver in the darkness, and you push it away. You are not ready. You focus on avoiding the hanging wires, the low ceilings, and make your way back out on the lit corridors of the Founder's Ferry dock. Castor is waiting. Oh, fuck me. No! No! Castor, go away! We don't like you! He holds up his hands. Now, sleeper. No need to fear. He raises his eyebrows. I understand now. It was my mistake to try to force you. A miscalculation. Get lost. I understand you are angry. That is a reasonable reaction. He pushes his glasses up his nose. I only ask you to continue in the spirit of being reasonable and allow me to state my case. I won't hold you here, sleeper. Castor stands to the side, but I wish to speak. Leave. There's nothing Castor can say that you want to hear. He speaks for Sent and Stat, and they have no hold on you. You approach Castor. As you approach, he speaks quietly, an urgent whisper. I do not wish to see you lost. You are of great value. If you ever want to see that realized, you push past, ignoring him, and his voice fades. The last you see of him is a slow nod, perhaps a mark of resignation, or just another deferential gesture aimed at manipulating your response. It doesn't matter either way. You are done with him. Fuck off. You head towards the cordon, Peak and the flotilla in the forefront of your mind. I've really debated listening to him, because I was like, I'm curious to see what he says, but at the same time, I'm like, fuck off. I don't feel like reading your lines. You arrive into chaos at the cordon. The final shuttles are leaving the ramshackle docks that have formed along the edge of the gap during the flotilla's stay. As they do, groups of evacuees push on board, hoping to be among the final people to escape from the eye. The fear created by the Flux event became a series of rumors. Those rumors have driven many out of their homes. Others have staunchly doubled down on their position on the eye, refusing to accept any gossip of a second collapse. You are unsure what you think. Is the collapse a certainty? Will Peak's action this cycle have changed anything at all? You are tired of these questions and instead set out to look for your friends. You quickly spot Peak and Esh at the far side of the chaotic bay. You would quickly make your way towards through the crowds, slipping between the gaps in the rushing evacuees, stepping over bags and luggage. Progress is slow, but as you approach, you can hear their voices over the crowd. You try to push closer, but there are many evacuees gathered around them and their shuttle. You have made your decision, Peak, and it puts you against me. Esh is standing with one foot on the boarding ramp while Peak argues with her. The evacuees are eyeing them, eager to intervene, but intimidated by Esh's evident strength and attitude. Esh, it doesn't have to be like this. Peak looks desperate, tear tracks already on their cheeks. Oh no, Peak! No, Peak! We can find a way. Esh shakes her head. I have always protected you, Peak. I've taken you under my wing. But I understand that you are not mine to control, and you've chosen to be here and not with me, despite everything. Oh, Peak, you don't deserve Esh. You don't need Esh, sweetie. You don't deserve her. You do not deserve Esh. Esh does not deserve you. God damn it. I love Peak. I've chosen to stop running, Peak cries out in frustration. You could choose to stop running too. We could stay here and try to live. Don't you remember what it feels like to live, Esh? Esh turns away. I remember what it's like to live on Hawthorne. What it was like to be worried for your safety every cycle. To live under the control of my mother, of the admin. To work to maintain something that no one wanted, no one needed. So that our corporation could maintain a foothold in this system. You talk as if this place in the very same system is any different. What is there here but the same grind for other masters, for employers, admins, for those who gain from our struggles? There may not be a corporation controlling the eye, but there is control. There is power and action here. So what then? Peak shouts. You run from anyone or everyone who could ever be close to you in search of freedom. In search of some perfect place where no one has power over you. Peak is crying openly now. I want to be part of something else, Esh. Even if it is broken and suffering, even if it cannot be free. Esh pauses and takes a deep breath. She nods, her eyes closed. This isn't Hawthorne anymore. We aren't tied by our childhood, or by our shared need to escape. We are both just people in this system. She opens her eyes. I release you, Peak. You are free of me. Esh, please. They hold out a hand. There is a life here if you want it. Esh turns and smiles at Peak. Her eyes wet now too. Then you live it for me, Peak. I can't. And she climbs up the boarding ramp, the evacuees taking their chance to climb on board too. You watch as the shuttle closes its ramps, lifts off, and leaves the bay. The crowds are dispersing now as they get onto the shuttles or say their goodbyes and move back into the main part of the cordon. You push past the last of them to reach Peak. Peak doesn't turn as you come closer. Sleeper. Esh is gone. I'm gonna stay silent. Poor Peak. Yeah. They turn to face you. I'll miss the Briar, but she'll serve Esh well. I know that. Soul! What are you doing here, bro? Sleeper. The shout takes you by surprise, and as you turn to see Soul coming across the bay towards you, the last two shuttles loading up behind him. He reaches you, his suit hissing as he does. Can't believe you made an old man run across the bay to get you. He pauses to take a breath. The singers have gone. They left the start of the cycle. They broke away from the flotilla. You smile as you think of Tala, safely cradled within one of those singer ships, on her way to Starward Belt, and hopefully a reunion with her brother. Godspeed, Tala. What are you smiling at? Soul interrupts your thoughts. They forced our hand. We have to leave, now. Soul shakes his head. If we follow close enough behind, maybe they'll end up being our scouts anyway. I reckon any hostile spacers out there will give them a wide berth. Pilgrim Seed will need a little time to make our way out of the cordon, but I'm heading back now to get her started. Thankfully, the step ships are sticking with us, so we'll be plenty well supplied for the journey to the belt. He pauses. Anyway, I didn't plot all that way to tell you about that. Soul looks between you and Peak with a raised eyebrow. It's now or never, Sleeper. I'm good to my word, and I kept a berth for you. This is your last chance to take it. He scratches at his beard. Make a call. You glance at the flotilla beyond the bay, beautiful in the light of Hellion's sun. You think of the long journey to the starboard belt, of the people inside the Pilgrim Seed, of the possible futures that await. Then you think of the people here on the Eye, of Peak beside you, the small shifts yet to come, and the routines that ground you, of promises and possibilities. Yeah, I'm gonna stay. Yep. I think when I go back and do, like, my full achievement run, I think I'll choose the leave option to see what happens, but I think I'm gonna choose stay. Oh, so it gives you a double chance to reassure your choice. This game is too nice. You open your mouth to speak and you realize this is the final time to make this choice. You have to be sure. I'm staying. You say the words, and the moment you do, the weight of it all seems to descend on you. You stumble a little, and then you stand straight, refusing to be crushed. Oh look, it's doing the things. You feel a tightness in your chest and a haze blurring your thoughts. Saul nods. Good luck, he sighs. You'll need it. He grips your shoulder and meets your eye. In the haze, he pitted, and rough hand feels so real, so detailed, that it grounds you. Yeah, bye, Soul. We love you. Then it is gone, and Soul goes with it, quickly moving to the waiting shuttle. As he does, you watch, unable to speak, your whole body pulsing. Then another hand falls on your shoulder, and it grounds you once more. Is it Peak? You turn to see Peak's bright eyes. Let's go, Sleeper. Yeah, we can go be with Peak. We love Peak. Peak is great. Oh, it's a beautiful shot of the eye. You nod, and you see how unsteady you are on your feet. Peak puts an arm around you and steers you towards the entrance to the bay. As you do, you hear the roar, feel the wind as the shuttle lifts off, and angles towards the flotilla. You don't turn. Instead, you keep your heads down and focus on each step. As you do, you feel Peak beside you, holding a little of your weight, and you holding a little of theirs. This is how it will be for many cycles, after you both leave the bay and head back into the eye. You will both hold things for each other, remind each other of the choices you made, remind each other why it's important to keep going despite the moments where it seems impossible. You'll keep each other going. That support will be vital when the second flux event hits the eye, when it knocks the entire free smoke off the power grid, making the whole station lurch with a sickening motion, when it cripples systems and corrupts processes, leading sections of the station to go dark or start venting oxygen. When holding on is all you can do, while the world seems to come apart around you. This is a beautiful shot. We never get to see a full shot of the eye, so this is absolutely gorgeous. And yet somehow the eye will persist. Systems will resist total collapse in ways that will seem inexplicable to many, but to you and Peak, they will signal the awakening of a new force within the station. The new force will bring the new equal challenges and new possibilities in equal measure. Strange growths will be reported all around the station in the wake of the flux event, fungal crusts pushing through pipes and wiring. The eye will go wild and fecund, becoming a station of increasing unpredictability, prone to a seasonal rhythm of spore clouds and sudden growth spurts. Look at this. This is so beautiful. It's beautiful. There'll be strange and unsettling beauty to the paradigm shift, as the greening of the station turns from a corporate ruin to some altogether new assemblage of biological and mechanical structures. Riko will take on this challenge with energy that seems impossible for her age, and until her final day, she will delight in the new mysteries the eye and its gardener produce. Look at this! This is stunning! Yeah, because there's the flotillas right there. And as the new era consolidates around the station, you'll find yourself back in the rhythm of odd jobs and loose contracts, working to keep the eye running and your own needs met. But now, many residents will call for you specifically, and before long you'll be known as a fixer, a helper, a friend to many. And on occasion, after a long shift at the Battalion, you'll hear the sound of the stray mewling, and you'll crumble up some food and sit and watch the cat eat as if it only thing in your world that matters. Oh, the kitty! However, the kitty! Oh, yes. The best part of the game. Best part of the game. I'm sad you can't befriend the cat, though. However, into all this newness, the bad old ways will still intrude. Senate Stat, frustrated by the eye's resilience, will begin to send more physical threats, and supply ships and traders will suddenly stop arriving, stopped by a blockade of corporate militia. Life on the eye will be punctuated by wide-channel broadcasts from Senate Stat, stating legal precedents and quoting deeds of the ownership, staking claim on the system. Meanwhile, Havenage will consolidate their power around the hardline group led by Kemp, but this will push them further from the people of the Eye. As they decay, new forms of station admin will rise, though the hardliners will persist as a dangerous force. Fuck Kemp. We hate Kemp. As the cycles roll on and the threats gather, new broadcasts will join them, sent by Conway Extractions, making counterclaims on assets within the Helion system. And many on the Eye will grow quiet, losing their appetite for debating these political machinations as they tilt inexorably towards a corporate war. And ever on the Eye, And ever on the eye will spin, growing now in strange ways, haunted by strange new growths, and hosting cultures of increasing resilience. As the Helion systems descends into crisis, you will find comfort in the fungal patterns, the familiar conversations, the spices and the smells that will accumulate around you as your body continues its unavoidable decay. They settle around you like a veil, and in time it will be impossible to see the eye without seeing its many variants and versions, pasts and potential futures, and this masking of the worlds will mark your approaching end. In one cycle far from now, that accumulation of memories, of tastes, of people and places and moments will be the last thing you let go of. But for now, there's only you and Peak, arms around each other, walking slowly out of the bay. Two figures born of crippled systems linked together, continuing despite your origins. Queer platonic relationships! Queer platonic relationships! Yay! And in this frozen moment, you focus on only the next step, because that is the only way you have learned to persist. And to persist is to believe that a future, any future at all, is possible. Look at that! That is absolutely stunning. Good job, devs. Good job. That was a good way to wrap that up. That was so good, because it brought back, like, characters that you met. So good. So good. My voice fucking hurts, but here we are. So good. So good. How are y'all feeling? Can I skip this? Yeah. Skip. I don't know if there's anything after this, though. DLC episodes may be complete from this, but the story of the Helion system is far from over. Ooh, I wonder if we're gonna get a second game. Ooh. I wonder if we're gonna get another game. Ooh, that's exciting. Because it says here in this box, y'all can't read it, but it says the DLC episodes may be complete, but the story of the Helion system, so the system that the Eye is currently in, is far from over. Sign up for our newsletter to see what's next first. Oh, that's exciting. That's really exciting. But we are gonna quit out for now because it is time to raid because it is Gray's bedtime. My voice really hurts. Okay. Let me just make sure there's no one on my list that I want to raid. No. Okay. Hello? Let's see. Thank you for stream. Thank you all for being here. It is appreciated. I appreciate you all. So the next time we're going to be live will be on May 4th. Be with you. And we'll be starting Jedi Survivor. I know I said this last week, but if you're interested in playing the game for yourself, then maybe don't come to stream or get ahead of me. So we'll be playing that on Thursday, Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern, unless if I decide to change my mind and push it back an hour. We will be starting Hitman. Next Sunday, we will be continuing Cultist Simulator. I may or may not be able to be convinced to maybe do a bonus stream of Cultist Simulator, because I just need to play more of it, but it depends on how I feel the next couple days, because I don't want to push myself too much, because, like, I know I took off on Saturday, and this is not me trying to make up for it, I just, like, I really love that game. The game is so good. I have when I wake up to Friday to get ahead. Yes, exactly. And then next Monday, we'll be actually continuing with Cult of the Lamb. We're going to be, I don't know how many times we'll play it after next week, but we're going to play more of it because we're going to finally get into the final phase of the game. So we're going to check out what the new update has in store. We also do have mod applications are open for the channel. So if you're interested in becoming a moderator, those applications will remain open until Saturday. So if you're interested in becoming a moderator on Twitch for my channel, please go do the things. You can find the link in the Discord as well. And if you have any questions about it, feel free to let me know or let a moderator know, and we'll be happy to answer. But for now, we are going to go raid over to Cupcake. Cupcake? Is that how that name is pronounced? I don't know. Cupcake? I don't know. I don't know. I'm awful with words. But we're going to raid over to them. They are playing some Cult of the Lamb, so we get to see a little bit of what's in store. I'm probably going to have to dip, though, because I haven't seen the new content yet, so I've been, like, not purposely avoiding it, but avoiding it, in a way. But thank you all so much for hanging out with me tonight, and, diving back into, Citizen Sleeper. I was very naive in thinking I could finish this entire game tonight, or finish the entire thing, and then have time to achievement hunt. I was very naive. I was incredibly naive. Everyone was diving in for the end. Ah, gotcha. That is fair. But in the meantime, we're gonna go raid on over, so please give this wonderful streamer some love. If you like what they're up to, feel free to drop them a follow. And if they've gotten to parts that you've already seen, please do not spoil it, just in case if it is, new to them. So I will see you all on Thursday for some, starting Jedi Survivor. So I will see you all then, but in the meantime, my name's Aaron Gray, Queer Body Twitch streamer, signing off.